I don't care if you're out there asking a black man a question. You're not listening to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm one of your hosts, your boy Blue, coming to you live from the stack. So smoking out fam with some dank ass shit. On my far left, mixing up on the ones and twos is Chronos.
Sniffing on the finest fragrance of all time, the Black River Blackest Musk. I'm just saying, it's fucking great, and
Yeah,
it's on sale. It's on sale right now. We'll talk about it later though.
nice. And last up we have on here the old ninja in the row. Oh, ninja.
I got too much pride, too much dignity, and integrity. I can't do that Hollywood stuff, man. I can't say that stuff they want me to say.
Okay.
From our dearly departed.
Oh.
I
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Alright, yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah.
That is some sad shit.
Yeah, Prodigy's not with us today. Even Faithful Gel again getting zucked.
Too many foods, man. Too many foods. That's what happens, man.
He's getting zuckled really deep in him. And Stitches in the wind. I don't know what Stitches. He's the FBI's most wanted right now, so he's hanging out low or whatever. But yeah, we still bringing you this Dangus nonstop.
Show will on that weakness.
Mm-hmm. So, Chrono, do you have some stats for us?
That I do. Sorry, I'm trying to get shit working. There we go.
There we go.
Background music.
Oh.
All right. So, first in the chat would be my boy Mike from the core, also known as XTatsX X24. And Maha Blurred is right behind him, but definitely Michael's first. And listener of the week would be listener of the week would be Wasam. So thank you very much for
Wasam.
He has like a crazy his icon from SoundCloud is I believe Brawley in green. Looks pretty dope.
Oh shit, you can do that with SoundCloud?
Yeah, you can have your own like icon or whatever.
Yeah, because usually by icons it shows you like who's listening at what point, or when they comment. I'm sorry, when they comment, it shows their little icon on there.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's how we, obviously we have our icon on there, so our logo, so to speak. Oh, Ninja, you got some RIPs?
I do. We're pouring out some old English this week for the late great Charles Gordin. In the late 60s and early 70s, Grodin had some small roles in huge films such as Rosemary's Baby and Catch-22, which got him the lead in the film The Heartbreak Kid. And then he also managed to get a role in Warren Beatty's Heaven Can Wait. This came with a swarm of roles in films such as Seems Like Old Times, The Great Muppet Caper, Ishtar, Midnight Run, The Incredible Shrinking Woman, and Dave. He was on several TV shows, including a daytime soap opera and a TV show called Fresno, opposite Carol Burnett. I didn't know there was a show in Fresno. In the 90s, he starred in the family dog comedy Beethoven and Beethoven Second, and then he was in another dog comedy, Clifford, based off the comic. He would go on to have his own show on CNBC, named after him, and he became a commentator on 60 Minutes too. He has dozens of appearances on with Johnny Carson and David Letterman on their respective shows, and he's won one Primetime Emmy. He took 12 years off from acting to write plays and books, and he returned to acting in 2006 to star in the film The X. He would go on to star in TV shows like The Michael J. Fox Show, Law and Order SVU, Louis C.K. Show Louis, and the ABC miniseries Madoff. He died of bone marrow cancer at the age of 86. Man, it's gotta be rough. Next up, we have Paul Moody. Born Paul Gladney, he was once a circus ringmaster while he was writing comedy on his downtime before he took on the name of Paul Moody. Legendary comic who worked with Richard Pryor as he co-wrote some of the comic books for Richard Pryor's Live on the Sunset Strip, and Richard Pryor, he wrote when Richard Pryor appeared on Saturday Night Live. He was head writer on the Richard Pryor Show, which gave first breaks to comedians such as Robin Williams, Sandra Bernhard, Marshall Warfield, Tim Reed, and John Witherspoon. Hailing from Oakland, California, by way of Shreveport, Louisiana, Mooney co-wrote the film JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling, the TV series Sanford and Son, as well as Good Times, and In Living Color for its first year run. The character Homo the Clown is inspired by him. He would later go on. Well, he would go on to star in films such as Which Way Is Up, Hollywood Shuffle, Bustin' Loose, and he appears in Spike Lee's Bamboozled and the Buddy Holly story, where he plays Sam Cooke. He would go on to appear in Dave Chappelle's show as Negro Damas and the skits Ask a Black Dude and Mooney at the Movies. There are some serious accusations from 2019. An interview on Comedy Hype that Mooney may have molested Richard Pryor's oldest son when he was young, which is corroborated by Richard Pryor's widow. The son has said that he was molested, but he does not give any names, and he does not name Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney died of a heart attack this morning, May 19th, at the age of 79. There you go.
All right. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, Paul Mooney was comedy writing icon and a comedic icon as well. Obviously, I think most of us knew about him from Chappelle's Show, where he was Negro Damas, and he helped write Chappelle's Show as well. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be missed. He was funny as fuck, unapologetically funny as fuck, and yeah, he will definitely be missed. Sucks. I don't even know.
Yeah, I knew about him through because he opened for Dick Gregory once.
Oh.
So I know that people were making comparisons between him and Dick Gregory. However, Gregory was more of an activist, where Paul Mooney kind of didn't want that kind of. It's weird because he didn't want that kind of limelight. He just wanted to do his bit, make people laugh, and then keep it going. Because if you notice, he's not in a whole lot of films throughout his career. He's usually been writing, and he says what he says, and he doesn't apologize. And he's come under fire for certain things that he says, but I mean, he keeps it as real as possible, and that's why a lot of people love him. He just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, like because I know I've seen him in things in the past, but like I didn't really know his work that much. But like today, I just checked out some of it, like his top stuff, and I'm like, this guy was fucking hilarious. Like this was a missed opportunity. But I'm trying to think. Was he the one that started the word, like using the word nigga, or was it Richard Pryor? I can't remember what it was.
So it's hard to say because they were kind of like in tandem. And so, Richard Pryor has a bunch of skits. One of them has the N-word in the skit, and Paul Moody's one of the writers from that. And there was a point after the what's the guy from Seinfeld? What's his name?
Kramer.
Yeah, the guy who plays Kramer. So there's controversy about that. Because he went in hard on the actor that plays Kramer, but then he said because of this, he's gonna stop using it, and he went and did a skit, and then like he got through an hour through his skit, and then he busted it out, and then he was just making fun about how the internet's gonna come for him and all this stuff. So, I mean, but he says it all the time. I mean, he says it in his Chappelle Show, so
yeah,
I mean, a lot. And he was very like, it's weird because like other comedians talk about how he was very, very in your face and unapologetic, but then he would go on these tangents about certain women in Hollywood. Like he would go off on Jane Fonda, like I guess he really, really liked her, and then the ones that I saw, he really, really, really liked Elizabeth Taylor. He kept saying like she was like one of the realest women in Hollywood, and she's probably the most beautiful women in Hollywood. All the other ones were fake and all this stuff. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, it was pretty intense.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's a sad loss, man, because the dude had his delivery. He had like the most like laid back way of telling jokes. Like it almost seemed like he was just talking to you and just telling you something that was fucking funny versus like somebody like a Kevin Hart outfit that's got a really like high pitch and kind of in your face type of deal. But he was very like I wish motherfucker would type of attitude.
Kinda. I mean, but there are times where he might have taken it too far. For instance, he tells a Jewish joke about how a Jewish woman won the lottery based off of her Auschwitz camp tattoo on her arm with the numbers that got her winning lottery numbers. People thought that was in poor taste, but he said that shit was funny. So he didn't apologize. He just kept it going. So things like that. There was other instances too. Like he said some stuff about, Oprah, Michael Jackson, a couple of O.J. Simpson, a couple other people. He hosted.
He did it. But he did it. That's all.
Yeah, he was just go off on some stuff, and it's just pretty crazy. Like he always go after black performers that he would say basically forgot that they were black, and he would come hard for them, especially when he says like certain people would remind you that you were black, and like when Oprah got denied service at a jewelry store in Switzerland and stuff like that. So he came after her for that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, it's Paul Moody for you.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Before we go ahead.
All right, no, I was gonna share something that I was working on right now. You guys want to see it? Kind of cute.
Sure.
So this is an exclusive thing I'm about to show you. So be prepared.
We love exclusives.
I was watching Lion King earlier. See if I can get to work on here. I've never actually done this before.
Are you gonna make yourself white?
No. That would be funny. No, go to your thing, Cole. Let me get this set up first.
All right.
It's not working right now.
So before Wild Blue figures out what the fuck's going on with this shit, I would like to talk about the candle that was made for us and a special announcement that you can now buy the blackest of black musk, this candle I'm holding right now, which is also customizable, on Ibeji Oil and Candles. So I talked to my sister and actually was surprised that she actually made the candle. After she made it, I was like, hey, how about you see if you can actually put it on the website, sell it and see how well it does. And so she did. So she's making the candle officially right now, and I'm going to pull up the actual thing. If you guys look, this is the actual site on Ibeji Oil and Candles. This is our actual official candle. So we have an actual official candle for sale. And as you can see, you can also customize either with one of our names or up to 15 characters on the actual label of the candle. So if you want to put on your own name or one of our names, you can do that. I think it's pretty dope. It smells fantastic. It smells like...
Great.
Yeah, I don't even know how to really explain it, but...
I do that mine.
It just smells like black excellence. Like some black hair products.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really does. It smells reminds me of a barbershop smell.
It does. It has a little apple sheen smell to it.
Yeah. It's just it's a really good scented candle. It's probably my favorite from them. And they use some different kind of wax with this one. It burns for a really long time. So you're not gonna get a long. Hold on, let me pull this down so people can actually see what I'm talking about. You're not gonna get a very high flame. It'll start off kind of high. Once it hits the wax, it reduces down to really small. So you get this fragrance for a while. I think I read that it's supposed to be up to 135 hours out of this candle of light time, which is to me significant. I'm not a fucking candle aficionado, but I do know I love the scent of this candle, and y'all get it and see if you like it too. So I'm pretty sure you will, and leave some feedback, which I still gotta do. I keep forgetting. But yeah, it's Go ahead.
I was gonna say I just lit mine right now, and I'm gonna burn this for the podcast.
Yeah, it'll start like that. Yeah, I'm gonna let mine too. It'll start like that, and then eventually you'll see it'll die down to just barely burning, but you'll still get that dank ass scent. I'm just saying. So yeah, thank you to Ibeji Oil and Candles, and if you order the candle, I'm gonna pull up our promo code just in case. put on the screen. So this is our actual promo code, so you can get 15% off, I think, until the end of the month. So you have a few more days, a couple weeks. We'll probably extend it out. I'll talk to my sister and see if it was good for her. If it is, then we'll extend it out. If not, then maybe this will go away. But for now, 15% off on IbejiOilandCandles.com. It's IBEJI oilandcandles.com. And the promo code is V as in Victor, D as in Delta, 638, N as in November. Once again, that's 15% off. And the promo code is V as in Victor, D as in Delta, 638, N as in November. So, there you go. Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hold on. Clay Jesus Christ. Clay came in clutch. This would be the perfect Father's Day gift. I can guarantee you... The candle's good for anybody. Like, seriously, you're going to love the set. But I think especially for, like, dads, any male, try to get them into candles, this is the perfect fucking set. Like, seriously. Definitely get this for Father's Day.
Look at the size of that flame. Holy shit.
Yeah, but you see, like, see how mine is, like, already, because the wax is already melted, so.
Dude, that's some Afro sheen burn right there, boy. That's some African fucking pride burning right there. Well, it just went down like a lot.
Yeah. Once it hits the wax, then it reduces dramatically, which is good because the scent will last longer.
That was great.
So yeah, thank you, Clay, for coming in clutch on saying Father's Day. I always forget about fucking Father's Day. I'm a father.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm a father too. It's gonna be my first one.
Yeah. You're a good motherfucker, man.
Yeah. I got it right this time. All right, I'm gonna share what I was gonna show you. Let's see if I can do it on here. Would it do it?
Oh.
Oh no, that's the podcast.
Now we're looking at ourselves.
I'm on.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
So I did a little photo shoot with my son earlier today. He's 2 months as of Monday, and I got him posing with Batman. So Batman, that's behind me. It's just I was looking at the picture. It's like, oh man, this one looks really cute. I gotta share this, but that's the kiddo. 2 months, looking good, looking like his hair is all like straight and stuff, so it makes me think of what's the guy's name? El DeBarge. He looks like DeBarge.
That's pretty funny.
All right, yeah, cool. All right, where we going, fellas?
I don't know. Where you taking a squad leader?
Let's get. Hi, let me open up the list. Let me
open
the
up yet?
topic list open.
Oh man.
Well,
let's.
Good. Now you got it up.
I was gonna say let's talk about Castlevania, but I'm actually I was watching it this week, and I'm like on the last episode, and I was like, oh, I wonder how many episodes are for this season. I look at the season. I'm on season 3, and season 4 just came out. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I watched season 3.
Man,
I'm all behind. Like,
bruh.
I'm at the scene. Spoiler alert, where the two twins, I think they're like Native American people. They're like fucking
Alucard.
Yeah, Alucard.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, oh shit, this is going down. And then we have the other dude that's in the prison having sex with the other vampire chick. I'm like, man, if the Sweetness walking here right now, she'd be like, what the fuck are you watching? Guess who watching? The Sweetness. She's like, what are you watching? I'm like,
oh man, you got caught.
Look away. She's like, what kind of cartoons are you watching? I'm like, this is a cartoon.
Yeah. That's like when Prodigy's watching Redo a Healer and like Mishka walked in on him. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Mishka don't care. She reads porn all day.
Oh, that's true. And she gladly admits it too. She has no shame about her what does she call it? She calls it literal literature or literature smut or something. She calls it smut.
Smut novels.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, god dang. If you don't know what we're talking about, basically it's the novels that are kind of similar to like 50 Shades of Grey and I guess Twilight, but more adult themed because they have more sex scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all.
I thought it was called like mommy porn or something like that, or is that?
Yes, they used to call it mommy porn. I mean, she reads that kind of stuff. There you
go.
So her and K-Mac read so much of those books that they're gonna make their own like website rating like the books because they read a lot of those books. So.
They need to bring back Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, they really do. They should never run away.
Yeah, they definitely need to come back, especially like now they can just do it from home, like jump in their computer and just Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not true.
especially if they're gonna review books, just be like Earth Girls or EG review books, whatever.
They could do
But
some
that's
shorts. Maybe I could talk her into it. Doing some shorts.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like 1 hour segments. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. All right, so would you want to take us, Blue? What are we doing? Were we going to talk about Castlevania? Because that would fuck you up, man. Season 4 is really good.
I'm still on season 2, unfortunately.
Oh wow!
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we have to put a pin in that because
just until
the
next
series
week,
ends
yeah.
on a high note.
Okay.
I would say such a great series. Congratulations, Warren Ellis and Sam Dietz, on your hard work because it's super great. It's super good. Highly recommended. I'm seeing a lot of people doing the comparisons of the greatest vampires and the vampire stories, and Castlevania's right up there online with all these people talking. So great job.
Yeah, when I was watching season 3, I thought it was a little slow. I'm like 4 episodes in already. I'm like, where's the fuck is the action? But then all of a sudden, it just kicking in the fucking high gear. I'm like, holy shit! Like, no fucking way.
Yeah, after season 1 and 2, season 3 needed to slow it down, and I think they did the right decision to slow it down. And the characters even reflect on how everything's kind of slowed down, how they needed a break, and then shit goes crazy.
Yeah, it sure the fuck does. Well, since we're talking about Netflix shows, let's go into Love, Death, and Robots. That season dropped. Have you guys seen the new season yet?
I've watched, I think, probably half of the shows.
Okay.
Not the whole thing yet. I mean, it's easy to. I need to just watch it on my own because I don't think K-Mac was into because some of it's kind of gory,
Yeah,
a little bit.
Well, you saw the one with the vacuum cleaner, right?
Oh yeah,
vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, fucking robot. Fuck those robot vacuum cleaners. I'm not doing that.
You know what? After I watched the episode, I started to question my robot because every now and then I'll be walking around and it'll just pop out in front of me trying to trip me and shit.
Oh man!
I think it's in for me. It's the beginning of the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, it's plotting your death. It's trying to figure out how to end you, man.
Well, it does have the one I have has lasers, so it's probably just fucking constantly just trying to cut off my shins.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I wonder if this was like the last one where not everybody had the same viewing order. So for me, the robot vacuum one was the first one that I watched. Was that the same thing for you?
It was
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Oh, okay. What was it? It was that show, right? Where they randomized what you saw.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
that show, and it was weird because I think it was by region or state or something, or it would jumble up the episodes based on.
No, even here on the podcast, we were all trying to talk about it, but everybody had watched a different episode. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they do that shit
Yeah.
on purpose, which is fine because they're
Yeah.
not connected.
I think that's a great idea just because, it gets people talking like, dude, what episode did you watch? I'm not even there yet. Everybody's talking about something different, so it gets you to continue watching it.
So which ones? Oh wait, Blue, did you
I
finish
watched them all. Yeah.
So then, Cronus, which ones did you see? We'll talk about those.
I saw the robot vacuum one, the one where you couldn't have kids. That shit was fucked up.
Oh, ooh, that was fucked up.
What was the other one that I saw? There's at least one more that I saw, but I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Did you see the one in the desert with the guy who's immortal?
No.
No.
Did you see the one with the brothers, where they're, I guess one brother's enhanced and the other one's quote unquote natural?
That one
Okay.
I saw. So maybe that's the third one that I saw. So yeah, those are the three that I definitely saw. That one with killing the kids and shit, I was like, damn, that is a fucked up concept of
yeah, man.
it's basically like the Thanos principle, where you only have so many resources, and there's too many people, you just fucking kill the extras. So basically they had this dude that would just go around. He would find kids and just kill them on sight, just shoot them in the face. And the whole premise of the show was, everybody on Earth is immortal, and most of them live a life of extreme privilege, as long as you don't have kids, because they only have so many resources. You can only live like that with only a certain amount of people. So anytime people have kids, they had to hide the kids and live in squalor. And if basically the cops, what he was, they would have to, if they found you with kids, they would kill the kids on sight. And it was just
It was
awful.
And it kind of made me think of was it Equilibrium with Kristen Bell, where him and Tay Diggs, like they're enhanced and they're not supposed to have feelings or something like that, and like eventually his feelings start showing. It just made him more of a badass. But yeah, this episode was really tricky because like this woman who had been alive for like hundreds of years, she's like, the world's just fucking boring. Like, what's the fucking point of everything? Like, but with this kid, she gets to live her life through the kid's eyes, and it like just even being a new dad, it made me think about like oh, I get to re-experience all this stuff through my kids, like hit through their life or whatever. And I just thought that was kind of cool. But then like things just go sideways at the end of that episode.
Yeah.
Shit was
I mean, ooh, I thought it was messed up because like I thought in the beginning it looks like they're searching for drugs or contraband or something.
Yeah, right.
And then I'm like, oh, the contraband is the children, and we're talking like they're like 4 and under. They have little dolls and stuff, and like these are policemen. They're like driving these weird 1950s like Studebakers, yeah, but they fly. And it's like, okay, but then they're doing, like, it had, like, this Blade Runner kind of feel to it a little bit. And, like, they're like, oh, you're caught with these contraband or whatever. And they're like, they kept calling them breeders. Like, how does breeders think they can get away with this? And they're like, you know what? Sorry, kid. Boom! Gotta blow your fucking brains out. I was like, God dang. But he's haunted by one of his kills, though. So that's what kind of sets the whole episode.
Yeah. In the beginning of the episode, I was like, what the fuck? Because they don't show him doing it, but it's implied. But, like, you just hear, like, the mother saying, like, let me cook some breakfast first. Let me make sure they eat breakfast. I'm like, wait, why does she... I thought they were just going to take him away.
Yeah, me too.
And then also the guy at the end was like, you murderer. Like, how can you kill... I was like, whoa, he fucking killed him. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But, the episode with the enhanced kids, that was kind of cool. Like, the visual effects for the episode was pretty neat. Like, I don't know, they're like on some kind of different planet, and like everybody has some kind of enhanced abilities and this and that, except for like one kid who's basically struggling to fucking keep up with everything. But yeah, that episode was interesting. It wasn't like the greatest, but it was still like visually cool with like the fucking sea whales where the fuck they were.
Yeah. And then, oh, Ninja, why don't you go back to the, if you want to talk about that one, that's fine, but also go back to the robot vacuum, because we didn't actually talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is about, the two brothers, like, one was natural, one was enhanced, and, like, how the enhanced brother, wanted to show off that his brother, who was natural, could still hang with all the natural kids. And it was funny because they're all super emo, thought they were like super cool and all this stuff, like super meta kids. And
what was the nickname they were giving them? They were calling like
I forgot,
Gino or something like that.
An X or something. X or something.
Yeah, something. They kept calling him something. He's like, no, I can keep up. And they're like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. Well, because what they're doing is dangerous. They're basically man versus nature type thing, where these giant whales, they don't give a fuck about these tiny humans, and they can fuck you up. So they had to outrun them, and like the enhanced brother, he kind of feigns getting hurt, but when you watch him, he looks like it gets hurt. But his natural brother is able to pick him up and to keep running and still make it, while the enhanced kids are super impressed. Like the natural brother finds out that his enhanced brother faked an injury just to kind of prove to everybody else that he's able to hang. Even though he doesn't have all these weird enhancements, he can still be with all these enhanced kids. So that was kind of an interesting little dynamic.
They're called extras.
Extras, there you go. Yeah.
Before we go back to the killer vacuum robot, there's an episode later on that, for a second, like they put a lot of money into the show because the CGI work is like damn near realistic. Like there's one episode I'm like, is this CGI or is that a fucking person? Like, it was so hard to tell. There's another one. There's one that's later. I'm not gonna give it away, but like, there's an actor in it, a well-known actor, and it's like, holy shit, like, is this CGI or is this something else? I'm pretty sure they use like capture motion for him or whatever, but it's fucking. I don't know. I can tell. I seriously can tell.
I'm pretty sure Blue they do both. I think it's a mix of live action as well as CGI. So.
It's really well done.
Yeah, it's really well done. And it's quick, too. It's like a good 6-7 minute episode. Well, we won't talk about that. We gotta talk about this crazy Roomba, the death Roomba. It was super crazy. Blue set this up. I think
So, so yeah, so like this woman, she has like a. It almost looks like it makes me think of Wally. Like it's a Wally like robot, but it's like, but if Wally and Eve had a baby, this is what that baby would look like. It would have to be grown up. But like the woman of the house, she like moves the picture frame, and the robot's like, no, motherfucker, like I like it here. And then the robot gets mad basically, and I can't remember. It gets pissed at the dog for some fucking reason and just shaves like it's her prize fucking award-winning poodle, and it like shaves the fucking dog's head or some shit. Like,
with a laser. With a laser.
Yeah. With the laser. Not with the fucking back laser. It used the fucking laser beam from its fucking eyes, and then like. I don't know, like, the woman's calling customer service and some shit, and customer service is being fucking weird. It's like, do you want to, like, dismantle the robot? Yes or no? And she hits yes, and she's like, are you sure you want to go yes? You don't want to just sacrifice? I don't know. And actually, if you want to sacrifice your dog, and she's like, no. And she's like, are you sure you don't want to sacrifice your dog? This is end all this shit. She's like, no, I don't want to. It's like, and then the machine's like, okay, whatever. Well, you have another option, but basically, like, she tries to destroy the robot. There's so much fucking shit that's happened in one episode. Like, the robot's fucking killing her pets and shattering things, and it's funny because it's still clean. Still keeping her fucking house clean. And like, the real the ground is still clean, but I don't want to spoil it too much, but like, yeah, okay, I gotta do this one. So she has a neighbor, and this neighbor's like into her, and like, he's on the other side of a fence, but the fence is at a very good level, and the guy looks like because she's doing yoga, and it looks like he's over there just whacking it off. That shit me wrote up like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm not gonna say what he was actually doing, like, I'll let you watch that episode, but he was just, I'm like, oh, damn, but yeah, it was pretty fucking funny. That episode's pretty funny, but the animation is weird as fuck. It's up there with, like, what is it, Evan Flex, what was that show on Netflix? Oh, no, MTV?
Eon Flux.
Oh, the Eon Flex? Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that, but more, I don't know, like, creepier. I would say the one with the twins is more like Eon Flex, like, actually just like that.
Yeah.
What's your take on this episode?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, the first one that was of season 2, and it was so, like, the way that the character models were, they looked so fucking creepy, of, like, just, like, the extended, like, faces and like the high up eyes and like the age marks, and it was just like they look like the people look creepy. Anyway, the dog was cute as fuck, and then the this crazy like brick trying to kill her. It was and then like her calling customer support and them just like not really helping her at all. It was so funny. Like the whole thing was hilarious. So and the neighbor, that shit was so good. Like, I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah,
I kind of want more. Like, some of these episodes are so short. It's like, God, I want to know what the fuck else happened. But some of them they just end perfectly. Like, okay, that was a good little wrap up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed the Death Roomba episode very well because I was just like, this woman, this poor lady, because it looks like she's in a retirement community because everyone's kind of like elderly. And she's like trying to deal with this like technology that's basically trying to kill her when it's supposed to clean her house. And every time she's dealing with customer support, the Death Roomba goes into a different level of kill. So it starts with just being annoyed, then it goes into like defense mode, and it goes into kill mode, and then it goes into overdrive. They're like, uh-oh, you just activated like kill mode. You need to get out of the house and destroy your house. It's just like, what the hell is happening? It just gets even crazier from there. It actually has a pretty funny ending, but I was like, damn, this was actually pretty interesting.
So this is kind of hilarious. So Blue was bringing up how he thought that the Ice episode, the one with the twins, reminded him of Eon Flux. The person who actually made, I think is the director, his early work was on Eon Flux.
Oh, there you go.
The guy's name is Robert Valley.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, you can tell that's work. Like, it's just... It has that Eon Flux feel, like the extended legs and like the kind of wire movements. It's very Eon Flux.
Yeah, the wiry limbs and like the truncated like torso and
So everybody's skinny. Actually, no, I think there's probably some fat people in there, but like that show was just fucking weird to begin with.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
crazy.
after this Warrior fell, like definitely love sex robot. What's it called? Love hate
Love,
robot.
Death, and Robots.
Love robot. It's an animated version of Black Mirror. Like
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Like,
I've heard that a lot. It's actually pretty damn funny. I think that's a very good astute assessment.
yeah.
I don't want to go too far in because I don't know where Cronus left
I've only watched
off
three, so let's
on.
leave it at there. I'll watch the rest by the next podcast.
Yeah, because each episode, I think the longest episode is maybe 17 minutes, and the shortest is 7 minutes. I think. I want to say.
Yeah, the
To get an
longest,
hour power through.
the longest one is 18 minutes, and the shortest one is 7. So yeah, I'll get through them. It's just K-Mac wasn't feeling it, but I can watch it without her, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, actually, the next episode was the one that you would watch next. Is the one that Blue was talking about. Is the one in the desert. So.
Yeah, it's called Snow in the Desert. What it's called. Yeah. I was like, when I saw the episode, I was like, how the fuck is it snow in the desert? I mean, I know desert doesn't mean that it's just sand and this and that. Actually, like Alaska or Antarctica is considered a desert. It's just a place void of vegetation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even in when I was in 29 Palms, I remember the first time, which is in the Death Valley in California. The day I got there, it was literally ice on the ground, and then when I left, it was 126 degrees.
There's a kind of such.
Yeah.
Talk about mood swing.
Yeah. I did not enjoy my time there, though it was brief. So
There you go. So what else we got? Where are we going next, squad leader?
Well, I want to talk about something that I need Prodigy on. I want to talk about Palestine and Israel, but I don't think you guys are even up on.
I purposely stay away from it because all I hear is death and destruction, and I don't even know why. So I'm just like, well, doesn't look like this is going to end anytime soon. I don't know why they're bombing and why they're killing. That's my input.
Well, I mean, Prodigy and I have a pretty decent understanding on what's going on, and even going back historically. But there's been like the real big thing is that there's been like a really big shift in world politics to where normally when Israel attacked Palestine, or Palestine attacked Israel, that there was usually everybody was on Israel's side, and so only recently everybody's like pushing back, like, hey, like what they're doing to Palestine is like really fucked up, and they're like really going into the history of Palestine and all that shit. It's like it's really complicated because this whole issue started with World War II. When obviously the Jews are trying to be exterminated by the Nazis, which is fucking beyond horrific. And after that happened, they in 1947, I think it was, they gave Jews their own land. They expanded their land in what was Palestine in 1947. So they basically took a bunch of the land from the Palestinians, and they made the state the country of Israel. And ever since then, they've been expanding their land more and more and more. And this most recent conflict started because they were saying that on the last podcast I said that they were doing evictions, but that is totally inaccurate based upon like what is actually happening. So basically, what they're doing is the actual IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, I think that's what they're called. Basically, the Israeli military. They're going through and they're with the military and they're throwing people out of their homes. And it's just like these are people that are basically living in squalor, and they're taking over their homes, and that's why this. And there was another like a religious sect to take over as well, and so that's why Palestine started lobbing rockets and mortars and shit like that into Israel, and the disproportionate like amount of deaths. Yeah, well, it's not even just that. It's like how much force you can bring upon another person. And, like, it's basically the Palestinians are getting killed at, like, a 10-to-1 ratio to Israelis. And it's just, like, it's all based upon something where they're using the military to take over people's homes. So it's not an eviction. Like, on no other place on the planet would you say it's an eviction if somebody's military showed up on your doorstep and took your house. Like, that's not an eviction. that's a military action, and it's really fucked up. And I think some news outlets are accurately saying like what's going on, but some other folks are still writing, this whole nothing that the Israelis do is wrong, and it's just like I find it particularly difficult to see formerly oppressed people become the oppressors. Like it's really fucked up, and I think that there needs to be something that needs to happen to like make it stop. There needs to be an immediate ceasefire, and they need to have like some sort of diplomatic, solution, or it's just this is going to keep happening, and it's terrible. But I'm glad now that it's actually more fair in the global eyes of seeing like, hey, not everything that Israel's doing is like right.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people around the Bay Area like protesting like what's going on over there. Like down in San Jose, a bunch of people they blocked off the road and had signs up talking about the issue that was going on, and different other locations. And like it's not happening here in America, but I'm glad that people here are trying to get the word out there exactly what's going on over in Israel.
So I was under the impression, now correct me if I'm wrong, that the Palestinian and Israel conflict was maybe even before. Was Palestine formed after World War II, or was it?
No, it existed before World War II.
So I was under the impression that their conflict started literally maybe a few centuries ago or longer, and there's been a history of conflict there for a very long time.
Well, there's been Jews that were in, Palestine. They had sort of like in Israel. I gotta go back and do a whole lot more research on the actual thing, on the actual how much land they had. But there was let me see if I can find an actual photo.
Oh, in addition, I heard it was their conflict is not only, I guess, territorial based, but it's also a religious dispute.
Yep.
So it's.
So I'm gonna pull up a map, and this is from The Economist. See if I can pull it up.
It's kind of sad, how religion plays such a huge role in a bunch of wars.
Not The Economist, because I have to pay for it. Thank you, The Economist.
Yeah.
You're down.
Oh God dang!
You are not getting my money. There was one on MSNBC. Hold on.
Yeah, there's been a lot of conflict that's usually rooted in religion. It's kind of all bad, but just gotta try to do we gotta do our best to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't think bombing children and blowing up buildings. In fact, I know it was last weekend. Israel bombed the Associated Press building. Even though they gave them the chance to escape, they told them ahead of time they're going to destroy the building. But it's just weird that why would you even destroy the building? For what? What kind of statement does that make? Was it something to prove something? Did it have a strategic advantage or something? I'm not even sure.
What's really sad? So the company I work for, we have employees over there, and one of he's not CEO level type person, but he's up in that executive area. Apparently his house was bombed, and his wife and daughter was badly injured, but his son was killed. And I think the kid's 5 or so, which is fucking tragic.
Damn.
Okay, so I'll try and share it. If I can't share it, I'm trying to present it, but I don't know if it's going to show up correctly. So I'll try and show a tab. I think it's this one, maybe. Oh no! Okay, sorry. You guys talk?
That didn't work.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I broke the matrix. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we divided by 0 right there.
I want to see what the comments are going to say when this shit hits, because I'm watching our live feed.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucked up. So here, I can share the window. Pull it up.
I was like, "What's happening right now?" Oh,
you guys, can you guys see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
I can see it.
Okay, so this is for everybody else. This is the actual from like 1946. You see how like it was Palestine and like the yellow parts are Israel, right?
Holy shit.
And so if you
That's
look at
crazy.
like the UN plan of 1947, this is when obviously after World War II they got a bunch of land and then even more, and then today it's just like Palestine is basically nothing. I mean, it's very little of the land they used to have, and so it's like how much of an encroachment do you take from people and expect no response? Like it's pretty crazy to me. So I'll stop presenting.
Wow. I was gonna make a comment, but it'd have been not very tasteful. I'm gonna say anyway. It's almost like you get herpes and that shit just spreads.
Well,
Yeah.
That was very
people.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about fucking people. But yeah, damn, that's crazy that they went from such little territory, almost taking over the whole area. Like,
I mean, they took over pretty much the whole area. I think by percentage wise, by the shit that I showed, if they had 85% of their land they used to have, I'd be surprised. It's much less than that. If they have like little spots, and the fact that people are still kind of standing for Israel doing this, and it's just like, I mean, I'm not surprised that in America that we're doing it because we're living on fucking stolen land, but it's just like, come on, like, I mean, you can't keep taking people's homes and land from them, and they're using like Ottoman era fucking maps of like, oh well, back in the Ottoman era, this used to be land from for our people, but it's like, dude, this is fucking 2021, like for real. Like,
yeah.
I mean, any map that you look at in the Ottoman era is not correct today. Obviously, over time, things change. So maybe not for the better, but Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say some of that is kind of happening here. It's just not. It's not the military doing it. It's basically people being forced out of their homes. Like the homeless crisis in America is pretty bad. And but for example, like gentrifying like Oakland. Like there's a lot of parts of Oakland that used to be like kind of run down, but it's being kind of taken over by gentrification. I mean, it's being made better, but like it's still pushing out the people who usually live in that area. I mean, it's not apples to apples. It's like apples to fucking grapes, basically. But yeah, it's kind of touching on that subject a little bit. Just people aren't being murdered.
Yeah, so especially like the kids and families getting bombed and shit like that. Like that, I think that's what people kind of tend to like not recognize in this whole conflict is that there's literally children dying. And I understand like the whole Hamas thing. Like, are they a terrorist organization or not? Like, I don't. Maybe. I mean, I don't fucking know. If they are, okay, but you're still killing kids and women and whole families that have nothing to do with Hamas. They're not terrorists. Not if you're gonna say every single person that lives in fucking Palestine is a terrorist, then there's something wrong with you. Like, there's families just trying to live and survive, and they're living in basically an open air prison. They can't go anywhere. They've been under sanctions for a long time. They have no. I think they have the highest unemployment rates in the world. It's like over 70%, and it's just like, what do you expect these people to do? Like they can't leave. You're taking more of their land, and then when you get mad and try to fight back, you bomb them with overwhelming force. And this is just totally ignoring the fact that Israel has this thing called the Iron Dome when Palestine does launch rockets and missiles into Israel, they have like a whole automated defense system that knocks down a good percentage of the attacks. So, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Yeah, it's really fucked up.
So I don't get. You were talking about how people were talking about the Ottoman Empire and whatnot. I don't think the Ottoman Empire was ended after the end of World War I. They're literally gone, like wiped out the face of the earth. Once that was done, and after every major war on this planet, basically the boundaries of countries are reformed, redesigned. Some countries fall, empires fall, regimes will fall. So we're in a whole new different era right now. Right now, thank God we're not in a new World War conflict. But I mean, things are changed and things are different. So I don't see the needless killing of innocents as a way of like getting to a means to an end. I mean, I don't understand why diplomacy wouldn't work in this situation.
Yeah, and before, because I know some people that they're hard line like Israel, like supporters. Like, listen, I'm not Muslim. I'm an atheist, so the religious part of it to me is fucking is dumb. I think that everyone has the right to live in fucking peace, including Jews, okay, and including Muslims that are living in that area. So why don't you just leave them be in peace? Like, what is that really such a difficult ask? Is to leave somebody to live in peace and to not take their homes by force? Like, to me, it doesn't seem like a very complicated issue at all. Like, people that talk about these conflicts, they'll just say that, oh, it's so complicated, and they'll just leave it at that. Like, it's not that fucking complicated. It really isn't. It's not that complicated. It's just they want to say it's complicated because they don't want to actually say what the fuck is going on, and they don't want to possibly make people mad on a certain side. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's not that hard to understand, to me at least. It's not.
That's what I like about this podcast. You learn something new.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that you can learn from us, but we're not experts, so just got to put that out there.
I mean, not in this, but I'm expert at some stuff, but not this. Want to talk about data storage? I'm your guy.
All right, should we move on?
We can move on.
All right. What are we talking about?
You should have an idea before you say,
yeah,
let's move on.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Snake Eyes trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd y'all think? What'd y'all think about this?
For me, like, so the way I saw the trailer is that it showed up as an ad on YouTube, and when I was watching it, like usually, like you know, like when you watch a YouTube ad, it comes with a skip button. You're like, okay, skip this shit. I need to get back to what I was watching. This shit hadn't captivated. I was like, wait, what is this? Like, there's some badass fucking like motorcycle scene, and fucking dude jumped up on a big rig and fucking started chopping motherfuckers up, and I was like, at first I thought it was Internal, not Eternal. Was it Internal? Is that the one?
No. I think you thought it was Eternals.
What's the one? Is that the one the Asian guy?
Oh, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I thought it was that. I was like, oh, this is a new trailer for that. I haven't seen a trailer for it yet. I need to check it out. And then, like, halfway through it, like, they show Snake Eyes mask. I was like, wait, is that Snake Eyes mask? Like, what's going on? And then it popped up and say Snake Eyes, like a G.I Joe story. I was like, holy shit, take my money. I'm there. Like, this should look pretty fucking badass. Right. What do you guys thought on it?
I thought it was cool because it was Snake Eyes before he had his voice taken away from him. And they're showing his face, so it's like very interesting, like seeing like Snake as like an actual person instead of some badass mute dude that just fucks shit up. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. I think this could be a segue into the whole, because I watched like the trailer and then sort of like them explaining the trailer, the production studio. So this could potentially be the beginning of like a G.I Joe cinematic universe, which would be dope, but if this movie flops, you ain't gonna get any more G.I. Joe movies for a while. I said the same thing when I accurately called when that Tom Cruise movie with, what was it? It was like some monster movie or some shit.
Oh, the Mummy.
The Mummy. They tried to reboot it. They're like, oh, we're gonna have a monsters, cinematic universe. I'm like, if this shit flops, no, you're not. And it flopped. What happened? Shit didn't go anywhere. So if you guys want to see, a G.I. Joe, cinematic universe, then first of all, the first one's got to be good. And the second one, people have to watch it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I actually didn't get a chance to finish the trailer, so I missed some stuff, but I heard about the cinematic universe. I guess there's ties to the previous G.I. Joe films in this, so we shall see. I mean, I'm looking forward to them doing a really good, G.I. Joe universe. Hopefully they don't merge the Transformers in this. They need to do their own G.I. Joe stuff first, but I'm always excited. Apparently, it comes out later this year. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even hear rumors about this. It just kind of popped out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I thought it was the Shaolin one.
Oh yeah, no, I had heard about it, but then I heard it might not get made, and then all of a sudden, boom, we have a trailer. So I said, oh, they were working on this. So I'm excited. I'm a pretty big G.I. Joe fan, not as big as Transformers, but. I hope this does well, and I hope we do get more G.I. Joe movies, because we deserve them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I like the G.I Joe with the rocket in it, because I mean the opening for it was great. I'm pretty sure Carlos will agree with will agree with me for the second one because Channing Tatum dies. Like the first
Yeah,
Oh,
time.
yeah.
fuck Channing Tatum. That dude.
Oh, god dang.
I don't like him as an actor. He's probably a decent person, but his acting skills are not great. And neither are mine, so you know whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm
I
also
mean,
not
the
getting
only-
paid millions of dollars to act. So there's
God
that.
dang. The only time I saw him do a decent acting job, I would say, was in Hateful Eight. He actually does a pretty good job. And he's only on screen for maybe 10 minutes. So that worked out.
Oh, it looks like in the Snake Eye movies we have the Baroness in it, which whew, that leather tight suit that she wore in the cartoons was great. As a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah, I just liked how when she did her mask, like when she was disguised as a black person, she just takes off the mask and all of a sudden her skin turns white. Hilarious.
Oh shit, yeah. I'm trying to see who is
Who's in the film?
yeah, who's in the film. I think they're so far everybody on here I don't know who they
Yeah,
are.
there are a bunch of unknown talents for the most part, so which is good.
And,
Could be good.
yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like having new people do certain roles just because, like, you know, say for example, we had, I don't know, what's the guy's name? It's for, like, say we had The Rock back here again. It'd be like, okay, that's not really, I'm not, like, I just see him as The Rock. I don't see him as that character. But with, like, having no names in here, it's like, oh shit, like, okay, this is fucking bad. Like, this character is really pulled in this role. Oh, wait. Oh, that's not him. I thought, Mashad Ali was in this, but it's not him at all. It's
Or-
Peter Minkoff.
Yeah, it's sort of like why I said it before. With what was that movie? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I was like, why don't you just make all Marvel movies like this? Because honestly, this is awesome. And when you watch like a Marvel movie that has like a famous actor in it, like you see the famous actor first, and then the character second.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it'd be more meaningful to have like the actual character come out rather than the actual knowing the actual actor. So yeah, I'm not for, you know, big name actors, you know, doing roles like that. So
I mean, but we have Invincible. I mean, there's some pretty big name actors in that, and this show came out great.
yeah, but you only know their voices, like that's it. Like you don't see them right as like as the character. So yeah, their voices kind of stick a little bit. But even like with the main character in Invincible, what's the guy who plays him?
Steven Yeun.
Yeun?
Yeah, Steven Yeun. Like I wouldn't have known it was Steven Yeun. Like
The only
it doesn't sound like
the
him
only
to me.
person that stuck out heavily. Actually, there were two people.
J.K.
There was
Rowling.
Seth
Well, not
Rogen.
J.K. Rowling. But
Yeah, Seth Rogen. He played the
J.K.
white
Simmons.
guy,
Yeah.
and then also the guy from that does the voice of Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, he stuck out hard.
Yeah, he stuck out just because he has an iconic voice, so he really stuck out. But then,
But he's also Rick and Morty on the show. He's like a frat version of Rick on the show.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
J.K. Simmons also was
Yeah.
like obviously you could tell it was him.
But with him and with Invincible, the Omni-Man looks like J.K. wrote, like J.K.
He does.
J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons. So I see him as that character. So I don't know. Invincible is fucking dope. I like themed for episodes. Like I actually want to go back and watch season 1 all over again, just to see little things I noticed. Like I know O Ninja noticed, I had pointed out how like every time Invincible gets fucked up, his intro will get more and more bloody as the season goes on. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta check that out. I never noticed that before. I just noticed like there's just blood splattered on the thing.
Everywhere. Get that XP. Speaking of like voiceover kind of stuff that's not on the list, are y'all interested in watching this MODOK series? It starts in like Friday, I guess. It's on the 21st. So it's on Hulu. It's an animated series, but this is yeah, it's a comedy, but I don't know if this is tied to the MCU. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it's kind of weird because I guess MODOK is married on the show. So, because I saw a trailer and like it has like him arguing with his wife or whatnot.
I didn't even think he had genitals.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he has testicles.
He's like, what that mouth do though?
He does have a big ass fucking head, so
Yeah.
she might be asking what that mouth do.
He basically
God
is a head.
dang. I mean, he could have like a big ass time. We have no idea.
Maybe he impregnated her with his brain.
I mean, he does have tentacles though. From what I remember, he throws out fucking some shit. Who knows what he's got in that chair? But are y'all watching this or nah?
Maybe.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'll probably check out the first one, but it's something that I know K-Mac probably want to watch, so I'll watch it on my own.
Okay.
See the first one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check it out. If it's cool and interesting, and I'm probably gonna keep watching. I don't know if they're dumping. Usually Hulu dumps everything all at once.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna do the weekly thing. So we'll still see. So if it's good, I'll probably watch like the first three, see if it's cool, and then I'll probably finish it over the weekend. I'm pretty sure it's not very long. It's probably maximum 10 episodes, I want to say, but
it kind of gives me the Harley Quinn vibe, like the Harley Quinn animated series that's out. It kind of gives me that vibe. Like it's that like comedy humor behind it, and like violence and fucking blood and gore and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give it at least 3 episodes too. I don't know much about MODOK. Yeah, I don't know much about his character. I just know he's a big, fat-headed guy who sits in his floating chair and just wrecks shit. And what does MODOK stand for? Because usually it's an
acronym, but I can't remember what it is. It's some kind of. It's funny because he's one of the main villains in the Avengers game, and they actually spell out what his acronym is. I think they may have changed it for like very very recently, but I don't know for sure.
It stands for Mental, Mobile, Mechanized Organism Designed Only for Killing.
I felt like I knew that. Like if it was a multiple choice, I probably would have chose that.
Yeah.
Wow. It's gonna be interesting to see how how this plays out. I mean, because he is a legit Marvel character, but is it gonna be stupid or is this gonna be hilarious? That's the question.
Yeah, he was created by Stanley and Jack Kirby.
I do like Patton Oswalt, so he's on the show. So we'll see. Oh, he's the voice of MODOK. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's a pretty interesting guy. I like the guy, and he's been involved with Marvel before. He's on Agents of Shield, so that's probably why he got the job. Patton Oswalt, he plays the twin. Yeah. He plays. He's like triplets on the show. I think he's triplets from different time periods.
Yeah, he's like on different different bases for the Agents of Shield, like locations, whatever. But yeah, I got something funny though.
It is funny.
Did you take a picture for your badge yet?
Yeah. Oh, so it is 10 episodes. So it's if they're half an hour episodes, they should be able to easy burn through. So should be interesting. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg's on the show. Huh.
That was it. Well, it's kind of cool. Hulu does a pretty good job with animation because they gave us was it Space? Not Space. It's Urban Strangers. No.
Oh, you think it's Solar Opposites?
Solar Opposites. That's what it was. I know I was like Space something.
You're way off. Holy shit.
Hey, solar space. Opposites.
Oh man. Yeah. So did we even talk about season? We haven't even talked about Solar Opposites. I finished all the season 2. Did anybody else watch this?
I've watched like the first 3 episodes. I need to finish it.
Oh boy!
Hold on, let's talk about something else though. Have y'all watched the Mitchells versus the Machines?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that, man.
Yeah, that fucking show. So first of all, the Mitchells versus the Machines is it's on Netflix and it's by the same studio that made Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's a very similar animation style except for it's a higher frame rate, so it's a much smoother view.
Yeah, but that's on purpose. Into the Spider-Verse was made to be low frame, so it has that like comic book feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, which is fine. I mean, I love that movie. But yeah, this movie was fucking hilarious. I was like, Riley wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it too, so I'm like, thank goodness you wanted to watch it. And I was so glad that I watched it. The humor in it is hilarious. The animation is great. The voice acting is great. Anybody should watch this. You should be highly entertained watching this. What do you guys think?
It's a great. It's a great family show, and it like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like that's the cool thing about Netflix. Like the shows that they have on there, you usually don't see any kind of like real advertisement for it. It's just basically word of mouth, or it just shows up in your queue, and you're like, let me check this out and see what it's all about. But yeah, I definitely thought this was really funny. Like uh, I mentioned in the group chat, like this is it kind of gives me that feel of like I'm not sure if you guys ever watched it, but the Disney Goofy movie where like the family's going on a road trip, whatever, and like the kids don't agree with the dad and this and that. But like it was just fucking funny like all around, and it's kind of cool because like the one girl like it she used like pop culture references and stuff because she's like a video geek and this and that, and she's like using like basically like YouTube for like posting her videos, and like it was all out funny to begin with, and like the dog was fucking funny with his fucking weird eyes and shit, and like the robots and stuff. It was even like the intro was fucking funny with like how the robots are like, oh, is that a '57 Chevy, blah blah blah, and just fucking run them over. It was like, oh, that shit was fucking funny. I loved it. What's your take on it?
I thought it was great. My little cousin was like, "Oh, have you seen this?" I'm like, "Nah." He's all, "Dude, I watched this already. You should watch this." So he put it on, and I was like, "Oh." I was kind of hooked from the beginning. I was like, "What the hell is this? This is actually pretty damn good." And there's like, it was super funny to me because like, I saw Danny McBride's name. I'm like, "Who's Danny McBride in this?" And he's the dad. So I'm like, "How is Danny McBride playing somebody's dad?" It's just weird to me. But he sounded more like Craig T. Nelson in the movie.
Yeah.
So I respected it a bit more. But watching it, I was like, dude, this is actually pretty interesting. This is like I want to say like the family vacation, like the Griswolds meets like Men in Black kind of thing. But it's like instead of Men in Black, it's like basically death Roombas, more Roombas trying to come get you so that these walk. Is like it was super funny and super relatable. I thought it was super crazy. Everybody loves like cross country movies where the family's supposed to bond and everything goes crazy. Well, this one's like basically a robot invasion while a family's trying to take a cross country trip, and like it works out. It sounds stupid, but it works out pretty well, and
Oh wow.
I enjoyed it immensely. And it's crazy. Like, there's a pretty impressive cast list. Like, I know Blake Griffin's in it, John Legend and his wife are in it, Conan O'Brien's in it, Eric Andre is one of the main characters, Maya Ruda plays the mom. So it's like, oh, this works out pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. They play the super fit fucking next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the posies. But that was like part of the funny joke too. Is that like the mom was following his family next door on Instagram, and like she was like looking at their life, thinking that their life was so fucking special, when like they're just fucking regular ass people too.
Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting. I love the fact that they kept trying to keep up with them because like Instagram played a large part in the film, which I thought was hilarious. It's like, wow, all of these people staked their social status and where they were in life based on Instagram. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh god. I was just thinking of like the episode with the giant fucking Furby. Like they do it like an old school fucking pop reference, like the fucking Furby. But one kind of funny thing is that when they're inside the shopping center and then like the plants and stuff are attacking them, they're like, why does everything need fucking Wi-Fi? And it's funny because like it kind of makes sense because a lot of the stuff we have now has fucking Wi-Fi. Like I have a goddamn sous vide machine that has Wi-Fi just so I can like activate it from my fucking phone, which I use all the goddamn time. I use it all the fucking time. But I bet you because I can look up recipes and information to the thing with the startup.
I bet you those plushies behind you have a Wi-Fi. Your Batman and your BMO and Wacko probably have Wi-Fi. They're probably listening to you right now, plotting.
Wacko, he's pretty old, so he probably doesn't have Wi-Fi, but BMO and Batman probably do. I wouldn't be surprised.
They're probably plotting your death. I'm just saying.
Best watch out. Fucking BMO.
We should point out that this is a movie, not a series. So
yes.
the Mitchells versus the Machine is a full length. It's like maybe 90-minute movie, maybe a little longer, something like that. But
yeah, so it's 100 minutes long.
Okay, so a little over an hour.
Yeah,
So
but I mean, it's action packed all the way through, so like you're gonna have a fun good time the whole time you're watching it. So
yeah, great
it,
film. There's after credits as well, so it works out.
what was that? There was
So
after credits.
yeah, like a little bit. Like if you watch their dude, like so what they do when you're watching the credits, they show like pictures of I guess on who the characters are based on,
Oh
and it
yeah,
shows them and their family, and it does it for each of the crews, kind of. So it works out pretty well. It's
okay,
actually pretty interesting.
yeah. Yeah,
Great film.
this is by the same company, Sony Pictures, which is the one I put this on. It came out on Netflix on April 30th, but it came out to theaters too, so it was in
Oh, there you
theaters
go.
April 23rd. So I wonder how it did. I mean,
I
it's
have no
probably
idea.
hard. It's hard to put numbers nowadays, just because a lot of people are
Pandemic.
watching. Yeah, pandemic. People aren't really going to the movie theaters, but I want to know what they did box office wise.
Oh wait, hold on. This is over. It's an hour and 53 minutes. It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's 109 minutes long.
Well, this is 153, so that's pretty. That's a good amount of time. I mean, it works out. So either way, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're not going to feel bored. It'll be funny. It's a great family film, especially if you got kids and you're still kind of semi-quarantine. This is a perfect film to watch with the kids. Or like if you want to do movie night at home with the family, perfect movie to sit and watch. Especially if you have little ones, they should enjoy it pretty well. It should be funny. It'll be there's enough jokes for the whole family, so
Yeah.
should
Wow,
be great.
it's sitting on Rotten Tomatoes 97%.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
High rate.
Yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right.
ooh, Mortal Kombat
Uh,
got 55%. I have to agree with that.
Damn. On Rotten Tomatoes? Oh yeah, I heard it. I heard it done. Did you put this on the list? This new random word from Urban Dictionary? Is that you?
Yeah. So yeah, I threw this word on here because I can't remember where it came up at. Let me see. I gotta look it up on our dictionary because I can't remember what it means.
What? So where did? How did this come about?
I can't remember where I. Oh, I think I accidentally typed in the word and this word came up.
You're so. Let me guess. You're looking up some thickness and and mistype this word "thuck,"
Thuck. Yeah.
and all of a sudden you get this like definitions you weren't ready for. You're like, what is this?
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys, without looking it up, what do you think thuck means?
I figured it has something to do with thickness, maybe a little too thick, maybe.
So, Cronus, the question is, what do you think the word thuck means? This is a word I had on here, and it came from Urban Dictionary.
Thuck?
Yeah, it's Thuk.
Like you're stuck, or maybe a thick chick you want to fuck? I don't fucking know, man.
Shit. So there's, God, I can't remember which one it was on here, but thuck, it actually means thick chick you want to fuck.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
But also on here it says a loud, sharp fork that crackles as it exits the ass.
Oh,
That's fucking
what?
funny.
Who
Yeah.
does it? What? That sounds terrible.
But there's one on, I can't remember what it was, but let's see, a woman that is considered thick than normal but not fat, sloppy, bush. Yeah, it's all thick as fuck, is what it means.
Oh, thick as fuck. Hmm.
Yeah, but there was one on here that was fucking hilarious. There's a reason why I put it on this list, but it's not on
I mean,
anymore.
you missed it, or someone might have deleted it.
No, God, I wish I had saved it.
Damn. Well, hopefully it's in the ether, so maybe you'll find it up again. Hopefully.
One of these means to trim or to prune fornic. Never mind. That doesn't make sense. Damn, I can't. There's a reason why it was on here. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, it means thick as fuck or
Thick chick
yeah.
you try to fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Cronus, did you finish Returnal, or you just got farther in Returnal?
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so Returnal. They need to have a fucking save feature. Sorry, like it just needs to happen. I cannot dedicate 10 to 20 hours in a row on a single video game on a single sitting. Sorry, can't. I'm a parent. I work. I have a job. I have other shit to do. I am also a gamer, but I cannot dedicate that much time in a single sitting for any game. Like, it's just not gonna happen unless I take it literally a day off, which I'm not gonna do. Well, not for Returnal. Maybe I'll do it for a different game, but not for Returnal. Even though I like the game a lot. So this is what happened to me recently. Okay, I finally beat the second boss. I got to a whole different part. I didn't even know there was a whole different like area to go to. So I went there, whole different area. I'm doing fucking great. I'm getting new weapons. I'm getting new gear. I'm fucking kicking ass. I'm not dying. I'm nowhere near death. I got enough shit to bring me back to life. I'm great. Pause the game, put it in, rest mode. Work the next day. And as I'm working, was I working? I was doing something. And the power went out for 30 seconds in my house. So, come back. Turn on return. Oh, fucking PlayStation. Lost power. Lost everything. So I went back to literally the very beginning of the game.
Oh, shit.
I was just like, after that happened, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to play something else. Because I can't deal with this. Like, seriously. I cannot deal with this shit. I think Adam Sessler did a really good review of Returnal without giving it like a real score, and he was like, "Who is this game for?" And I was like, "You know what?" Because he's the older guy too, obviously. And he brought up some really valid points. Like, if you cannot set aside the time to do like a long run like that, then who are you really making the game for? Like, they need to add in a save feature, because don't get me wrong. How do I even put this? Returnal gives the assumption that, first of all, the first assumption is that you can fucking sit and play the game for that many hours in a row in one sitting. Okay, so that's going to alienate a good portion of gamers my age, because I have other shit to do besides gaming. But second of all, it assumes that even when you pause it, because I was just like, oh, you can just pause it and put it in rest mode. Okay, so you pause it and put it in rest mode, but if you have automatic updates turned on, then you're fucked. Because if you get an automatic update, it updates your game or your PS4, then you lost everything. Even mine even says, do not automatically upgrade, but it still fucking happens on my PS5. And it's fucking annoying as shit. And you're also assuming that you're never going to run out of power at your house, which happened to me for 30 seconds, and now I'm fucked. So now I really don't want to go back and play the game right now until they add in a save feature, or at least something to where I can just get back to where I was. The only upside is that it doesn't count against my deaths in the game, but at the same time, I still fucking lost everything. You know what I mean? I lost all my fucking cool-ass gear, all my cool-ass guns, fucking everything, because I had a 30-second power outage.
It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, that is some bullshit, dude. Like, this is fucking 2001. Like, why is there not a fucking fake one?
I get the whole like rogues light thing and like the rogue. I understand it, but it's like, this isn't some fantasy world where everybody has power that goes on all the time. They can dedicate tens of hours of time in one sitting, and all. What the fuck? It's so short-sighted to like the average consumer. It's fucking stupid. But like I said, the game is really enjoyable. Like, but they need to have some way where like it has like a checkpoint in case something catastrophic happens to your PS5, where it just happens to turn off for whatever reason, or updates for whatever reason. Just put that in there, okay? Maybe not a save point, but where it has like a ghost save, to where if it cuts everything to the PS5 for whatever reason, it puts you back where the fuck you were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they need to put that shit in there.
So there's no like rally points or something? Like, how does it save like your progress when you like open up new areas and defeat bosses? Like,
there's none.
How does that work?
There's none. There's nothing like that in the game.
So if you beat the first boss and you die after that, you go back and you have to fight the first boss again or something?
No, so when you beat the bosses, those are sort of checkpoints. Like, you don't have to face any boss twice, which is good. Once you beat the bosses, it's good, but still, like, okay, so there's a part in the game where I kept finding, like, let me explain the basic premise of this fucking game so people can understand again. All right, so you play this game, and when you die, not only do you lose like the vast majority, like you lose all your weapons, the vast majority of your gear, unless it's things that are like that unlock different parts of the game. So like, I gotta give an example. Like the being able to have an alternate fire, that will always stick with me in the game. Once I found it, it'll stick with me for the even if I die, it'll stick as
Like
an
a
alt
skill
fire.
set.
Yeah, there's a couple other things that are like that, and also your ether, like it's kind of like money in the game. Some of your ether, it's like the high ranking money in the game. Ether will stick with you if you die, but if you do die in the game, then the whole map changes. Okay, and so I got to the part of the game where I kept seeing this part after I beat the first boss. I kept seeing like this whole like blood chamber or something like that, but I didn't have the blood key or the crimson key. That's what it is. It's a crimson chamber. I didn't have the crimson key. Once I beat the second boss, I get the crimson key, and the crimson key opens up a portal into a different area. Okay, great. Different area was totally different. It was cool as fuck. Harder enemies, better gear, cool. So knowing that, I was like, okay, so if I die, I'm pretty sure if I die, I still have the crimson key. Is like it's still with me, but it's not in the same like the place where you go through the portal is in a different area if you die. So this is what happened to me because I died and I had the crimson key, and when I came, well, no, I didn't die. The fucking power went out, and then once I knew where the crimson key location was, like the crimson portal or whatever. But when I came back, like the whole map's different. So now I have to fucking find the crimson fucking door to go through the portal and then get to the new area, and then it's gonna randomize the new area map again, and it's just like, and the run that I was on, like I had all this upgraded shit from like the area that I was in and the new area, and now it's all gone because I had a power outage. So yeah, thanks for nothing.
That's all bad. All bad.
That's up there to when you fucking like you're playing you're playing Contra on a fucking Nintendo, the original goddamn Nintendo, and you got like one life left, and you're like damn near at the end, and the fucking power go out, and you have like no way, there's no fucking codes for you to take you back to where you were, or no fucking save point. You're just fucked. You just get basically have to start the game all over again.
Yeah, actually, honestly, that's what I was thinking. Remember when I was playing Returnal, and I was first thinking, I was like, old school games, there was no, like they had some save points, but a lot of games, like you had to like do the whole run. But these games were not tens of hours long. Like they weren't. So you could easily beat, I mean, Contra you could beat in fucking 5 hours. Under that, probably. Because I've done it with 3 lives. You could beat it in a day. If you're skilled enough. But Returnal, it's like, it's more than 10 hours long. And I'm not a young guy anymore. I have other shit to do.
All bad. Reminds me of another game that used to kind of do that, which was they kind of fixed it, kind of sort of. But at least there's save options. And that game is Mass Effect. Mass Effect had a huge issue when you landed.
Nothing like Mass Effect.
No, but I'm talking about the save feature. I mean, if you're in, so if you landed on an uncharted world, and this is the first Mass Effect, and you were on an uncharted world, and you went and you died by like a thresh mall, whatever you collected, whatever you researched, is all gone. No matter how much time you spent on that world. Same thing. But now they have like the save feature. I mean, you can save in the game, but a lot of people weren't doing that, so they're kind of complaining. So
yeah, that's dumb. I mean, if you can save your fucking game.
Exactly.
There was a save feature in Mass Effect. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At first, I mean, but there are certain parts where it wouldn't let you save, and people would die and have to restart. So it's kind of. But Returnal sounds super brutal.
Yeah, I mean,
like you would have to wake up and play all day.
But you don't start from the beginning in Mass Effect if you die from a Thresher Maw. You don't start from the fucking very beginning of the game and they randomize everything after that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just that world, but still, I get it. That's still brutal. So it's like, I need to watch Adam Sessler's like review of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good review. Even though he doesn't give a score, I don't know if it's normal for G4 right now not to give scores.
Yeah, he didn't give a score for Cyberpunk. He said it was still kind of pending or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how much I missed Adam Sessler, especially because now that he is an older gamer like me, and listening to them talk about games from an older perspective, I think is really good for us, aging gamers, because it's like, yeah, like our skills have definitely degraded over time. Like I think that anybody in their 40s at this point, if they say that they were as good at video games as they were in like their early 20s or even teenage years, they're fucking lying to you. I used to be a semi-professional gamer. I used to go to tournaments all the time. I was like 13th in the world at StarCraft when it first came out. I am nowhere near that level because I can't dedicate the amount of time that it takes to like get the muscle memory back. My cognitive abilities aren't there. I mean, I'm not fucking suffering from dementia, but I'm getting older. So
I know what you mean. Cause like oh shit, what game was I playing? Maybe Maneater, for example.
Oh, the shark game?
Yeah, shark game. Like the game is very simple. Like you're just fucking going around eating fucking people, but it's in a map. And I had to kind of remember like where shit was, so I had to I was like, I know I fought an alligator around here that I damn near killed, and I was like, fuck, where the hell did it go? I'm like searching the map. I'm like, fuck, I don't know where the hell I am right now.
Yeah, I think it's normal. I mean, it's one of those things. Like I'm gonna do probably like talk about aging at some point. Like there's like upsides and like serious downsides. But I think it's normal for like us to like. We don't game as much as we used to, obviously. We don't have the same cognitive abilities. I take fucking nootropics almost daily to like keep up with my cognitive abilities, and I'm nowhere near as degraded as like probably most people my age. But it's still like I see it, like I can see it in my brain of like how thoughts come a little bit slower than they used to, and it's gonna keep getting fucking worse. So, time sucks.
Wow.
Speaking of time, we're almost about to hit 6 years on this podcast, fellas.
Oh, man.
Isn't that a
lot of crazy? That's 6 years of dankness.
Just straight in your ears. Like, I remember when we first started doing the podcast, and I would, like, go to random ass fucking people and be like, oh, have you heard about our podcast? Give me your phone. Let me put this shit into your iTunes. Like, everybody. Like, there was, like, an old couple at a beer fest that we went to that put it into one phone. And I still wonder, if it's still in her phone. I wonder if she's like, how the hell I get this podcast out of my phone? Like, I don't even know what this Negro was talking about. Or she could be listening. She could be one of our daggest fucking fans. Hide in the fucking shadows every time we do like a live event. She's in the back like, those my boys.
Dude,
you never know.
You know what's crazy is that it's harder to actually start a podcast now than it was when we first started. I'm gonna go on a small rant. But
go for it.
Apple Podcasts,
here we go.
Apple Podcasts, fuck you. You are the most ridiculous, fucking bullshit ass system ever. The only reason why, so this is only regarding, because we split off Balance Exchange from this podcast because it's been pretty popular. So we're gonna split it off because it's like totally different subjects than what we normally talk about. And I'm trying to set up like our iTunes account, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you like a small modicum of like what I have to go through to fucking do this shit. So I have to set up an account for iTunes, like the Apple Podcast thing, right? Which I'm like, why do I fucking need an account? And I need an account that is tied to a credit card or my bank account. I'm not buying anything on iTunes. Why the fuck do you need to be tied to my fucking financials? Whatever. I'm just gonna fucking do it because I want to get this out. And then they have this stupid two-step authentication, which normally is fine, but Apple does it so terribly that literally every fucking like third screen that I go on to in Apple Podcast, I have to do the two-step identification. It's like, motherfucker, I'm already signed in, and they send me a fucking code to my phone. I have literally 25 to 35 fucking texts from Apple with a verification code. And it got so bad where I'm using their normal shit. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just trying to sell a fucking podcast. It got so bad that they told me that they sent off too many verification codes to me. I'm like, I use them all, motherfucker. You know this from your system. Every single time you send me a code, I put in the code in your system and you grant me access. But then they deemed it that they were sending me too many fucking codes. So I had to wait 3 fucking days. 3 fucking days where I couldn't do shit. Because I had too many fucking verification codes sent to me. So now, finally today, the account gets unlocked. I'm in, and I'm trying to get the podcast set up through the RSS feed through SoundCloud. And for some reason, they were having a problem with getting the picture from SoundCloud to load up into iTunes. And I'm just like, I've done everything I can to like appease them, but they will not take the photo that I've uploaded. And I've used every single possible combination of uploading this photo into SoundCloud, and I can't manually upload it into iTunes and have the RSS feed. So it's like, this is the same fucking stupid bullshit of why I hate Apple. It's because they're fucking form over function nonsense of where they don't actually sit down and think about what the user experience is. And it's just like, why are you making this so difficult to do like a basic function?
You know, I know when I added our podcast to iTunes, like it wasn't that fucking hard. It was pretty much you get an RSS feed. You need. I don't even think you needed a fucking. I think you did need to have an account just for them to verify. But like, it took me like probably like a good maybe 10 minutes to get that shit on there, and it was like no fucking issue. So this whole everything you're saying is just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like Apple fucking. I'm not Apple. I'm sorry, Amazon and Google, easy as fuck. I just spit out I didn't need an account or anything. I just gave them the RSS feed. Oh, and then said, oh, well, we can see you already have an email account. You're good. They grabbed all the metadata, all the fucking the media, all the pictures, uploaded it. It's fine. But for some reason with Apple and their fucking walled garden nonsense, they want to make it more difficult with these really stringent things. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to give you your basic information, and you're not taking it. Like, if you want to go through the review process, that's fine. I get that. If you want to be more stringent on content, that's fine. But the basic information that we have on RSS feed, they should be able to take and not have some weird. This is also the weird thing, is that for the photo for any podcast, it has to be, first of all, the actual icon is usually small as fuck for most people. But you have to make this photo be 1400 by 1400 and 3000 by 3000 pixels, which is ridiculous. And then you have to have the photo be below 500K. But it's like, if it's if it was 3000 by 3000, almost automatically it's going to be over that amount. So it's like, why would that even be a fucking... that's basically like... it should be about 700K for like most photos. So it's like, why is that even a requirement? Like, it's so fucking dumb. They have idiots that are having these requirements made. And it's like, oh, well, it's for the retina displays. Well, fuck your retina display. Have some fucking pixels. I don't give a shit. Like, stop making it so I have to degrade my photo. First of all, I have to like enlarge it and then degrade it to like have it to submit it. And even now, they're still not taking the submission. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, I feel your pain just because, like, you know, I've worked for Apple in previous roles, and like, even for you, even on your own on your work computer, you have to have an Apple account to be able to like download like software, even if it's freeware. But like, my next company I worked for, I got a new Mac, and we went to verify on the old Mac. I'm like, that Mac, I don't even own that Mac anymore. Like, what the fuck, like. I didn't even know how to activate my new Mac just because of the fact that, you know, everything was linked to my old Mac, which wasn't mine. It wasn't my Mac. It was my company's Mac. So, yeah, Apple shit is fucking dumb.
Actually, that's what happened. So when they locked my account out for 3 fucking days, they're like, oh, just go on to any Apple device and you know, do these steps. Bitch, I don't have a fucking Apple. I don't have an Apple device. So what do you? I guess I still have to wait for 3 days. How ridiculous is that?
Well, it also with Sweetness, like her work gave her an iPhone, and for some reason it updated itself, but got stuck. And it's like, oh, you know, to be able to solve this issue, connect me to a Mac. And it's like, okay, what if she didn't have a Mac? Like, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah,
like,
they assume that you're totally in their ecosystem, but I will never be Apple. This is another step away from you. This is why I never liked your products ever, and every single time I hit shit like this. Is why I will never, ever own one of your products. Ever. Sorry. I own your products once. I had a fucking, an iPod, not Shuffle.
Yeah.
Like I had a small mini or something like that. For a little bit, until the Zune HD came out. And then I was like, fuck this fucking Apple bullshit. But yeah, like their products are they're horrible, and I have no idea why people like them. Yeah, they look pretty, but they're fucking ridiculous.
And overpriced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, damn.
But definitely, hey, if you're
Tell 'em
listening
like-
to us on iTunes, because this is where the vast majority of most listens for podcasts go to. Thank you for buying their stupid ass products, but listening to us. So, but definitely fuck Apple.
God dang. Just blow them all up. Tim Cook about to show up at your house, be like, why would you like my product?
Fuck Tim Cook too.
God dang.
Gotta come look
All
at
right.
some butts.
All right. There's some stuff on here we should probably save for. Well, no. Did everyone watch the Yasuke anime? 'Cause we haven't really talked about this.
Yes, I
Yeah,
watched the whole
yeah.
thing.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
like, I've only seen like maybe 3 episodes now. I'm enjoying it. Like, there's fucking samurais and fucking mechs and magic and fucking all kind of crazy shit. It's this animation is all over the fucking place.
Well,
But what's your guys' take on it? I mean, as far as like, it's not just samurai. Like, it's not just, urban, like way back in time, samurai stuff like that. Like, this shit's fucking crazy. I don't
Did
know
you have
what's
something-
your guys' take
no.
on it?
So for me, I mean,
I was
it was
I
kind of-
said it Kronos.
yeah, he stepped away because, but yeah, it was kind of off-putting for me because I did not expect mechs, but when I got mechs, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, there's mechs, but they're kind of cool, so it's kind of cool. Like the mechs, there's like 2 types of mechs. There's mech that's a robot mech, and I guess there's mechs that people can get into that they control, which was interesting. And there's magic, and there's like kind of, I guess, otherworldly creatures, and it was, and there's more than one type of magic because they had the astral plane, and they had like the like African, like the shaman. He had his own kind of magic, which he managed to blend later on with someone else's magic. So I thought that was very, very interesting. I've seen some complaints about the show, but I want to see what y'all thought if y'all finished it. I guess Blue, you haven't finished it.
The one funny thing, so I've been to Japan, and like when I was in Japan, I had like long hair and stuff, and I there's one scene where like some of the Japanese kids, they see the black guy and they're like why are you so dark, like why is your hair that way, and blah blah blah, and it just took me back to that time because like I was dating a Japanese girl at the time, and I was hanging out with her friends and her kid, and her kid was like this kid never seen a black person in his life. He was looking at me. He was like in awe and amazed, and like he was like, we were having a good time playing, like having fun, like joke, like I was playing with him and stuff like that. Like my Japanese is basically at the same level as his, but he saw me as like another kid, and it was so funny because like I went to pick him up and pet him on my shoulders, and he got so fucking scared because I was so fucking tall for him. He's like, oh, so high. And I don't know what it sounds like. I'm not gonna. He was like, oh my god, so high. Put me down. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm gonna be like, oh no, put me down. And I was like, that sounds fucking racist if I did that. But no, he was like, put me down. I'm scared. So I put him down. And like, I just thought it was funny, like this little kid, like, he never seen somebody like me before, like, and that he just didn't know, like, he just thought I was a normal person. He thought I was a Japanese guy with a tan, basically, and I just had like some cool. I had some cool long hair, basically, that wasn't like his, which was cool. But there's that one scene I was like, that's fucking funny as hell to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Crunch.
So I think there was some. I saw something on like the Ijoban. It's the Black Nerd group, where somebody was saying that oh, this is just a mediocre anime. I'm just like, okay. And he was complaining about it being mediocre. Doesn't care if it was a black director or he's basically saying fuck LaShawn Thomas. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so first of all, like the person who posted that, he's probably seen worse anime than that by Japanese people, and he just didn't comment at all. But I think the thing is that it was somebody black making it, and he was just like, oh fuck that. And don't get me wrong, It's not the best anime, but if you expected Yasuke to be the best anime, then your expectations are like way too high. To me, it was enjoyable. I like that LaShawn Thomas is going into that realm. And he was saying that it was like the person that was commenting on it was like saying, it's nothing new. It's, but this is basically like a love letter to like Japanese anime. Like if you're my age and probably LaShawn Thomas's age, I'm pretty sure he's probably in his 40s as well. These are like throwbacks to things that we watched in anime and we enjoyed. And I thought, I really liked it. The only thing, okay, I'll rewind a little bit. I really wanted it to be more of a historical retelling of Yasuke because it was a real person.
Yeah.
So I really wish that it would be more historical. But they're going to make a movie about that apparently, like a live action movie. That will be more of a historical retelling. So that's fine. But that's one of my small complaints. But other than that, I really enjoyed like the throwback feeling of the anime. It felt like, to me, it was like watching an anime from like the late 90s, early 2000s style of anime, which I'm always going to enjoy for nostalgia's sake. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. Was it the best anime? No, but didn't expect it to be. I didn't expect LaShawn Thomas to be, a Shinichiro Watanabe on his, his second anime. He made another anime too, didn't he?
His own material, Cannon Busters.
Yeah, Cannon Busters. Yeah, I'm not gonna expect him to be like a top notch, anime, creator, this early on in his career. It's not his career's not early, but I'm just saying going into that realm, Cannon Busters was enjoyable as well, but it's also a throwback to the late '90s, early 2000s, and that's something that we enjoy. It's like complaining about fucking K-pop right now. Like if you were Korean, be like, oh, well, it's not the best fucking hip hop, it's not the best R&B, because America does it better.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, no shit, America does hip hop and R&B better. We fucking made it. So I think these people that are giving LaShawn Thomas shit about, that it wasn't the best ever. It's like, if you expect it to be the best ever, like what the fuck? But also, I think LaShawn did a good job, with the anime. So I enjoyed it.
Well, it's funny how you say that because like Cannon Buster gave me the Cowboy Bebop feel. Like it really had that style of animation. Whereas with Yasuke, it's got that Ninja Scroll feel to it, like that old school animation style. Like it's like Ninja Scroll or like I can't think of the other anime. It has that old school like '90s, maybe '80s anime feel to it, and that's the vibe. I mean, it's like a modern version of that style of anime, and that's the vibe I picked up from it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I enjoyed it for the most part. I definitely don't think it was the best anime that I've seen, but it's definitely enjoyable, and I'm a huge fan of LaShawn Thomas. I mean, his work, like Connor says, I mean, this is probably like the summit of his work. He's got a lot more stuff coming down that I'm looking forward to. I mean, he's got, I guess, Boondocks will be out next year. It's supposed to be out like right about now. I know he's working on that. He's probably working on more comics. He's probably got more shows that we don't even know about. And I'm looking forward to all this stuff. So, I mean, kudos to him for being able to make an anime off your own original content. I mean, who's able to say that for real? Like, I mean, but as far as Yasuke goes, I mean, it threw me for a loop with some of the stuff that's in it, but it was enjoyable enough for me to finish the series, at least the first season.
Well, I will tell you one of my legit complaints about the show is Lakeith Stanfield's voice acting was not great.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So
I'm hearing the same sentiment like almost everywhere.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I think he's a good actor. I just don't get the direction that he was going with the voice acting with this. I still think I still think he's a good actor. I think he's a good dude. But yeah, I wasn't feeling his voice acting. Just to be honest, it's a minor complaint, but I got to be honest.
For sure. So, What else we got? Should we wrap it on up?
Yeah, we can wrap it. Well, actually, wait for Blue to come back because that'd be kind of rude to like leave him without.
Wrap this with that? Oh,
Yes. Let me ask
I'd
you.
like.
Where you at with your vaccine?
I go for my second shot on Monday.
Oh shit.
It did. It doesn't tell me a time on my card though, so I don't know if it's at any time. I gotta double check.
Where are you going
Um,
to get it?
there's a hospital here in Fremont. It's
PAMP.
a Washington hospital.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
Washington. Yeah, it's literally very, 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 very close to where I live. So, um, I'm gonna be heading in there. Actually, the way they have it set up is actually really, really, really cool. Cause like, it was actually a little kind of scary, a little, cause it was like, I set up an appointment, and I guess they do walk-ins, but because I did an appointment, I went and they have these signs that say COVID or testing. You know, you follow these signs, right? And there's a security guard there. So I'm like walking up and I see the security guard. I'm like, okay, he's just gonna be here, you know, just being a regular security guard. He's like, hey, excuse me, sir. And he just stopped. He's what time's your appointment? I'm like, what? My appointment? He pulls out a clipboard and he has like all the times and names of people that are supposed to be there. So I gave him my name and he's like, oh yeah, you're right on time for your thing. So you go inside and like it's like super like a clean room. Like everyone, all the nurses have like not only gloves, but they got like the feet booties on their shoes and stuff, and like they have like an area where you can sit, where you're supposed to sit and wait for the first 15 minutes in case you have an allergic reaction. So they have an area for you to sit there, and they have numerous like nurses that'll administer the shot for you there and stuff. I guess they have water in hand if I remember correctly, but I had brought my own drink, so it's pretty interesting setup there, and it's all set to go. They have like literally maybe 25, 30 people set up ready to go there, and I guess in case you like kill over or your throat closes up or something, they will be right on you like white on rice. So
Yeah, I think it's a really good rollout. I gotta say though, so I know that the federal mask mandate is going to it has dropped. So there's no more federal mask mandate, and they're saying that with places if you're vaccinated you don't have to wear a mask in pretty much anywhere. But there's a huge problem with that statement
Mm-hmm.
because how the fuck do you prove if somebody's vaccinated or not?
Yep.
unless you have your card on you.
They're
me
not.
first.
Nobody's fucking. There is no. I think this is really short-sighted by this administration of like just saying, hey, if you're vaccinated, then you're good. You can not wear a mask, but having no system in place to actually enforce if you're vaccinated or not. Like there's no check system like in place at all. Nobody's even talking about it. It's like, well, what the fuck? Like somebody can just lie and say, "Oh yeah, I'm vaccinated," and just just go about their day, and they're all gonna vaccinate each other, and it's just like, I don't want this shit to fucking keep mutating, and then I have to keep getting more shots, while these dumbasses keep not getting vaccinated, and I'm just trying to keep my family safe, and there needs to be at some point in time, if this, I hope this doesn't happen. But this shit mutates here in America because we've already got mutations here in America. We got some fucking crazy variant from the UK. There's a triple mutation in India right now that is fucking running rampant, and that's gonna reach here too as well. I hope that the vaccination that I have is gonna hold up to those new variants, but I don't fucking know. So I'm gonna keep wearing my mask in public places for probably the next few months. Because of people that don't want to get vaccinated because you're fucking stupid ass people. But I have some hope because there's been a conspiracy theory that people that are vaccinated are going to shed proteins from the vaccination. And so now people that are previously anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers, they're saying to put on a mask and social distance because
I saw that.
people are shedding. I'm like, well, thank you. Okay, you're dumb, but definitely do it though. Like, put on a mask and stay the fuck away from me if you're not vaccinated.
There's an article I sent to the chat in our group chat where there's a school, a private school out in Florida, where the CEO of the school is saying that if you're a teacher and you're vaccinated, don't come to work. Like, we don't want you here. Like, she's basically telling people if you're vaccinated, we don't want you students, whatever. Like, because she believes that if you're vaccinated, that if you come in contact with somebody who isn't vaccinated, you're gonna make them sterile. Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like, it,
so
are
she,
you fucking
I
serious?
read, so she sent out a notice, and I read the notice to a bunch of friends yesterday. So she believes that the vaccine is not FDA approved. She believes that the vaccine is still like an untested um, medication, and that if you were vaccinated before April 21st, you can still come to work. If you got vaccinated after April 21st, you are not allowed to come back to work until after these clinical trials are finished, because she considers the vaccination after that to be a clinical trial, that they're not FDA approved. She said that once the trials are over, you can come back if there is a a a space available for you, and this is for the staff. So basically you can't work there at this private school until these quote unquote clinical trials are finished. She also wrote out like something about the kids. I forgot that part, but I was just like, hold on, what is this chick talking about? She talks about like, oh, she talked about how the vaccinations disrupt menstrual cycles,
Mhm.
and she talks about how the vaccine. I forgot the other part, but she was just going off on stuff that was unsubstantiated, and I was just like, well, what happens if you have teachers that are not vaccinated and you get a child that's potentially sick, they spread it to your staff, and then it spreads to your staff like wildfire. Then you have no staff with a bunch of kids. You have to close your school because you
This,
want to
Yeah,
not follow FDA stuff
this
or
whole
follow the CDC.
this whole like menstrual cycle thing is so fucking dumb. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say this first because I'm a man, obviously. I've never had a period in my fucking life, but quick Google and knowing a bunch of women in my life, if you get sick, it can disrupt your menstrual cycle. And when you get this vaccine, you get an immune response. And so, yes, it can disrupt your menstrual cycle. Like, what the fuck? But so far, nobody's become sterile. Nobody has, that I know of, has become sterile. Nobody that I know of, like, in the various stories in the news, have not been able to conceive a child after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. So this whole like disrupting menstrual cycle thing is so fucking stupid to me. And somebody that is leading a learning institution
right?
spitting out fucking total conspiracy nonsense. Is
I don't pull my kid out.
yeah,
I'm like, no,
I have
this isn't a school of learning.
this whole COVID-19 thing has been like a litmus test for like a for the world, and I think America is doing it very fucking poorly. And I don't like the. A lot of people that live here are they're fucking stupid. You're just fucking stupid. You're so fucking stupid. You want to believe some goddamn YouTube video, by somebody that's not a fucking doctor, has no fucking background in, anything science based. Probably didn't even go to college. Even though, I didn't go to college either. But I definitely can read the actual studies. The studies are out there. You can read them and see how many folks have died after getting the vaccine from COVID-19. It's incredibly low, if not anything. Like as far as I've seen, it's been pretty negligible. People that have died from COVID-19 after that, the actual side effects have been negligible. For the most part, everybody that I've known and people that I've read about and various other in studies, even the most extreme reactions have been mitigated. Like people that have had allergic reactions can be kind of bad, but the people that have a history of allergic reactions, and that's why we all have to sit, for like 15 minutes to see if we have allergic reactions. So they're doing the due diligence to mitigate this shit. And people are just so fucking dumb about it. Like I don't understand how the fuck you can be so stupid in fucking 2021. You have the world's combined knowledge at the palm of your hands in your goddamn cell phone, and you still believe in shit like protein shedding. If you really believe in protein shedding from a vaccine, what is stopping them from doing that in any fucking shot that are ever given ever? If people wanted to make us all sterile from a shot through quote unquote protein shedding, what has ever stopped them to do that before? What?
Dude, it could be a fucking like Tylenol, Advil, fucking your soda that you get from fucking McDonald's. It's just that fucking crazy. But yeah, I think with the CDC saying that like it's okay to go maskless if you're vaccinated, I don't think that was a good call on their part. I think they should. I think we should still wear masks for a couple of more months just so. We got to get the numbers like really, really down. And once again, there's a different fucking variants that are out there that's fucking running rapid. And like Corona said, like we don't know if this because the vaccine isn't a goddamn cure. It basically just it makes the symptoms minor if you do get COVID. So I don't know if I think the test says that you're less contagious, but still again you're fucking contagious. So you can get COVID and bring it home to somebody who is not vaccinated, and they'll get sick and fucking end up dying. So it's a weird, hard, random fucking time right now.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, real quick. I just looked it up because I was like, well, how many actual Americans are fully vaccinated? It's 37.9% today are fully vaccinated. We're just saying, oh yeah, we're good. Like, what the fuck? At 30, not even fucking 40, not even half of the people in America are fully vaccinated, and we're calling it good. Like, you don't have to wear a mask. I think I'm gonna be safe and wear my mask. And if somebody comments on my mask, you might have a fucking bad day because I'm not dealing with your fucking stupid bullshit. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna comment on what the fuck you decide to wear every day. All right. So don't comment on what I decide to wear on my face. You can go fuck yourself.
And let me dare you fucking cough at me. Like, holy shit, you're gonna
that's
get
assault.
now.
Yeah,
That's assault.
Yeah, if you cough at me, you gotta get fucking choked out. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. But it's really crazy because like oh god, where the fuck was I? I was picking up food from a place nearby over in Castro Valley, and like this guy wasn't wearing a mask, and I want like usually when I see somebody who's not wearing a mask, I'll tap my nose, but like I have my mask on, I'll tap my nose, so hopefully you get the fucking information like, hey, like either you pull up your mask, it's not covering your nose, or like, hey, like where's the fuck's your mask? And some people usually will put up their mask, but they don't realize that it fell off or whatever. But like this guy had the audacity yelling at a fucking staff member, and I want to go into this too about like people not returning to restaurants, like doing this fucking low end fucking job basically. But like like this guy didn't have a fucking mask on, and it's like, okay, either this asshole is he's vaccinated and he doesn't give a fuck anymore, or he doesn't give a like he's not vaccinated, he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, what's he gonna do? Like the actually wait, kind of rewind and take a little bit. So when the CDC, this is one thing that bugged the shit out of me when I heard about this. But when the CDC announced that like it's okay for you not to wear a mask if you're vaccinated, and like they showed like clips from Congress, like people in I don't know if it's the Senate or whatever, but like it's the same. It's the same as AOC, wherever she's in. But like one guy got up to the podium and was like, the CDC said we need to wear masks, so I vote that we all take off our masks right now inside the fucking building. And then there was like a montage. There was like they made a fucking video of how like what you can do with your mask now that you don't have to wear it. Like it's like, oh, you can use your mask to shine your shoes, or you can use it to like put around your cold drink so you don't get like the water driplets on your hand. It's like there's people having fucking mask burning parties. It's like, are you fucking serious? We're not there yet.
Done. Yeah, it's not done. Like, wait, listen, we called it done in April of last year. Remember that shit? Oh, it's gonna be done before fucking Easter.
Easter.
It'll all go away magically. It'll all go away magically. Remember that shit? Remember when you fucking said that shit? And what happened?
It'll be over before summer.
Yeah, so let's not make the same mistake as the previous dumbass fucking president and call this early. I would most definitely err on the side of caution than trying to get everything open too soon. So, I mean, opening things is fine. I mean, I understand businesses need to be open. But I mean, definitely staying safe by wearing a mask. Like, I don't understand why you're rushing to repeal that. It doesn't make any sense to me to keep people. It's like it's like saying that. Well, I guess car accidents are down, so let's not wear seatbelts anymore.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But it's oh God, it's so hard because like right now, like the sweet and I, we have a newborn, and we wanted to be able to have like family members over and stuff like that. And God, my mom, like my mom's taking it serious. Like my mom came over to drop off some clothes for little baby Bash, and I was like, Mom, you can come in, like, cause she's got her COVID shot, but she doesn't have the Tdap shot, which is like one of the requirements. It's not a requirement for people to see a baby, but like it's very helpful because like babies can get like a little bit cough and this and that and this and that. And my mom, she's like, no, just show me baby through the window. Like my mom didn't want to come in. She was like, no, I don't want to expose the baby and blah blah. Wait till I do all my vaccinations, and because she wants to hold her grandkid. She's got a bunch of grandkids, so this isn't like her first, but it's my first for her. So anyway, but God, I wish she's not nearby, but like. The Venus family? No, like no joke. Like they got look. God.
You don't gotta say it if you don't want to, man. It's all good.
Weird.
And it's on the internet. It'll last forever.
So. I know. But no, it's just like I kind of like they're having a party this weekend with family members from out of town, and it's like, oh well, yeah. Guess what? You're not gonna see your grandkids for a little bit because we're not. That's just not coming. It's not coming to my fucking house. But it's like you just gotta be that way. Like you gotta protect yours, basically.
Hey,
I'm not wrong.
No, I don't even know if I said it on the podcast, but I do the same thing about my oldest daughter. Like, she doesn't want to get the vaccine. She's 18 now. I'm like, okay, this is an adult decision that you made. If you don't want to get the vaccine because you don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna argue with you. It's fine, but you can't come here until this is all over. Until this is all over, then, I can't take even though I'm vaccinated, but my kid's not. The people around us are not. You have to take a plane to get here. I'm sorry, you can't. We're going to be separated for a while until either you get the vaccine or this is done with, which it's going to be at least 6 more months in my mind, probably more than a year. And it's just if that's the decision you want to make, that's an adult decision. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna yell at you. You're an adult. It's the decision you're gonna make. So welcome to adulthood. So
I can believe I was an adult. It's weird.
Yeah, it is fucking weird. It is weird that that I have an adult kid.
I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier.
Oh, that's right.
You ever heard about workers returning to work and how restaurants are people don't want to work, basically.
We talked about this, I think, in our private chat.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this on the podcast, but speak on it.
But yeah, a lot of restaurants and businesses are talking about how a lot of people aren't willing to come to work. Like they're saying that they're putting warning ads and this and that out there, but people there's a shortage on. A lot of it seems to be mainly restaurants. I see a lot of the news covering restaurants not having bartenders or servers coming back, and it's why would you want to come back? You're dealing with fucking shitty ass people, and even for essential workers who people at grocery stores stuff like that, they were treated pretty shitty. Why would you want to come back to that environment? You having people not wearing a mask, if you ask them to put a mask on, you're pretty sure you're gonna get fucking backlash and this and that. Why would you come to that much fucking hate? And plus, people are a lot of companies are saying oh, it's because the unemployment rate, the money that they're giving you is too fucking high, so why would they come back? But a lot of people, they took this opportunity to learn a new skill. People are working in construction. They took courses, so they're in computer stuff. They actually improve your life. But yeah, I think I saw the one ad where a company brought in mechanical robots to flip fucking burgers, That just shows you how like this company doesn't give a fuck about their employees. And like one example, like they don't care about the employees is that they let y'all guys all fucking go. Like when they didn't have the money to pay you, they were like, okay, look,
No,
sorry, we're
they.
not gonna pay.
Oh, I'm gonna go deep. They
Oh
had the
shit.
money.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna say. Like they said they didn't have the money, but and they ended up letting everybody go, and then they have these PPE loans and shit like that, and didn't even use it for the employees. They just used it for their own shit,
Corp-
basically.
corporate, so bonuses
Mm-hmm.
and whatever other frivolous spending that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me. I'll talk about it. So yeah, all those companies that are complaining about, and small businesses that are complaining about people not wanting to come back to work. You know what? Fuck you, because you're the same people that decided to take these PPP loans that were stolen from the American tax dollars, and they were supposed to be used to keep your employees paid during the pandemic. You took that money and you spent it on something else. You didn't keep your employees employed. You fired them and you pocketed the money. So fuck you, first of all. All right, you're not getting any sympathy from me. This is capitalism at work. You are trying to pay these workers poverty wages again, and they're already living um, at poverty levels. They're getting enhanced unemployment, which is getting them by.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you going to convince a worker that you fired to come back and work for you when they know that you were given money to keep them employed and you didn't do it? You pocketed the money, and now you want them back, and now you're complaining that they're not coming back. Fuck that. Let me lay it out even better for you because I did a podcast about this actually on Balance Exchange. So I'll bring part of my little presentation into this because it's fucking bullshit. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here we go. If y'all can see this, my photo. Do you guys see the photo? It's gonna pull up right now.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll pull it up for the people that are watching the podcast.
Oh,
There
you
we go.
got pinpoint PowerPoint presentation.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
PowerPoint.
So this is actually from an NPR. It's a breakdown of the first CARES Act of the stimulus package that we got, the first one. And it was a $2 trillion package, and this breaks down where all the money went. If you notice, the individuals, it's $560 billion estimated. Seems like a lot, right? Big corporations got, 500 billion, which is a lot of money. Small businesses got, $337 billion. Yeah, let me break down how this is all fucked up. So the reason why this is all fucked up is because corporate income taxes collected in 2019 amounted to $230.2 billion. That's how much they collected in 2019 for all corporate income taxes. They collected $230.2 billion. Total taxes collected in 2019 was $3.46 trillion. Do you see the problem here? The rest of that money, over $3 trillion from the taxpayers, were paid into our tax system. Not even fucking 10% of that, if I'm doing my math right, was paid into by corporations. And they reaped more than almost half. If you look at businesses and big corporations, small businesses and big corporations combined, if you put them all together, they gave them more money than they gave to the people. Vastly more than they gave to the people. So fuck all you people that want to talk about how, oh well, people don't want to work no more, and they don't want to do this and that. They fucking gave you money to keep them employed, and you didn't do it. They gave you way more than they gave the people, and you didn't do it. So what the fuck? Like, this is a huge issue here, and I hope that this is like a start to like a revolution in workers' rights, because this is fucking wrong. Like, if you look at, I'll give you a good example. It's probably like the best example is if people want to talk about, oh well, if we raise wages for workers in America, it's going to raise the prices of goods. No, the fuck it's not. It's not. Okay? So if you look at McDonald's, McDonald's pays basically minimum wage for the vast majority, not the vast majority, for like their basic workers, right? The people that are coming there as new workers, new employees, they're learning basic skills, and I get that. Like I understand that corporations have to pay a certain amount of money to train these people, but these are also corporations that pull profits, which is also wage theft. So when you talk about a place like McDonald's paying minimum wage to people with no benefits, as they're pulling profits, and people in America are like, "Oh, well, it's going to raise the prices of all goods if we up their wages." Look at Denmark. In Denmark, they pay at McDonald's the minimum wage worker $22 American dollars an hour, plus 6 weeks time off, and if you're over the age of 20, you get a pension. The average cost of a Big Mac in Denmark is less than that of a Big Mac in America by American dollars. It's a fucking bullshit lie that we are fed all throughout America, that if you raise the minimum wage, it will raise the cost of everything. I thought that too. I previously did think that until I did the fucking research.
Yeah.
It's total bullshit. These corporations are profiting off of your labor immensely. And the fact that they're feeding you this bullshit of, oh, we can't afford it, or we have to... No, just take it out of your fucking profits. Or have the government step in and be like, hey, listen, this is the minimum standard that we're going to have for our citizens. You're no longer going to pay our citizens poverty wages. And if you do, then you're going to hit significant penalties. Or it's going to be illegal. So if they can do it in other countries, and it's the same fucking company, McDonald's, how in Denmark they pay them livable wages, but in America they pay us poverty wages for the same fucking job. It's nonsense. Stop believing in that bullshit.
What's really crazy is that the information I'm getting from is from some of the news information I found, but like there's companies out there to try to entice people to come back. They're actually offering them 401k, health benefits. Like they're actually giving them what people fucking need to survive. Like
they could have done the whole time.
Yeah, something that they could have done the whole fucking time. Like it's like, okay, I could have been working at McDonald's flipping fucking burgers and get a 401k and fucking health plan set up and pay time off too, because I don't think a lot of companies even offer that if you're not full time, if you're not management or assistant manager. Like if you're just like a line cook or whatever, you don't get those fucking benefits. But like this pandemic had opened people's eyes to like corporations just basically fucking using and abusing their employees, and a lot of employees don't want to come back to that shit. Like I mentioned how like some people are learning new skill sets, like the whole pandemic, the shutdown, and like the ability to. This kind of plays along with what what's the guy's name? Who's the guy that was running for president that you were rooting for?
Andrew Yang. Yeah, UBI.
Yeah, Andrew Yang. Like he wanted to give everybody $1,000 a month, or was it $2,000 or $1,000?
$1,000 a month.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month, which would help people like I can't jump around here, but like that. It's funny because like there was a study that was done that showed like people did not like, you would think people use that $1,000 to buy drugs and alcohol and this and that. No, people use that money to better their life. They paid their bills. They like got ahead. Their life had improved by using that extra $1,000. And like a lot of people learn new skill sets. And that's kind of what we see with the whole pandemic, with everybody getting extra money with their unemployment. Is that they took that money and they learned new skill sets. Like a lot of people who was waiters and waitresses learn how to do construction, and they're in the construction industry now, and like they're getting like better health benefit, better pay. They're doing well for their family, and like it's just sad how these corporations just take advantage of their employees, and they could have been helping us out from the get-go.
Yeah, and when we say taking advantage, it's to the extreme. Like these companies are pulling down billions, if not trillions, of dollars in profit, and this is all wage theft. It's all fucking wage theft. Anytime you see a CEO getting a bonus, like a $1 million bonus while they're laying people off, that's extreme wage theft. Like
I would say, sorry, the number one. I would say one of the biggest persons that does this is just Jeff Bezos.
Well, he's not the CEO anymore, but yeah, I mean, he is still in the same vein. Yeah, I mean, like he's pulling down a shitload of profit. and he's paying his workers, like his basic workers, basically nothing. But I understand like his whole premise of it. People should not be working these jobs, but knowing that, you should give them extra benefits to work these jobs. Like, stop making them shit in fucking bags when they're delivering fucking boxes to people. Like, seriously, like, don't work them like robots. They're human beings. Like, if you want to get to the whole robots delivering, goods, fine. Like, I'm for that. I don't think that people should be doing these jobs. But you currently don't have robots that can do that. So treat the human beings like human beings and not like fucking robots. And then having them to have little to no benefits while doing these extremely difficult jobs. It's wrong.
Yeah, the whole Amazon people pooping and peeing and fucking like. I guess there's been a couple of people who like said that the Amazon people pooped in their yard and stuff like that. It's like with the whole pandemic, everything's fucking closed. Like, where the fuck are they supposed to go to the bathroom? And it's fucking sad that like they have to resort to either pooping and peeing into like a bucket or a bag and just fucking throwing that shit away or whatever.
I mean, honestly, if Amazon was smart, they would have just opened up fucking. They would have just built bathrooms in certain areas to look for their employees to go to like use the bathrooms when they're out in the field. Like, it's a very. I'm not the fucking smartest guy in the world, but I'm also not a fucking idiot. Like, if I knew that I lived like in a city that and I'm a tech guy because I'm a tech guy, and I knew that my employees were delivering packages. First of all, I pay them a fair wage. I make sure they have benefits. And then second of all, I knew if they were out in the field and they were complaining about, hey, I've got nowhere to use the bathroom, then I'll build the fucking bathrooms. Like in strategic areas, like where their routes are. Like, hey, if you guys have to use the bathroom, I'm gonna build these. There'll be private bathrooms just for Amazon employees. You use, your smartphone or whatever the fuck you need to get into these facilities to use the goddamn bathroom. It's not hard. I could build it. Like, seriously.
They could. I mean, it's fucking Amazon. I can Google right now like a camping fucking toilet, and you can have this shit delivered right now. Like, they could do that. Like, they can have like a little. I mean, because it's usually just a driver in there. So the passenger side, that can be like a little quick, like a little break room, bathroom, something. Like, give them some fucking area to go and with some dignity.
Or just
basically.
Or you could just pay, certain corporations, like McDonald's or Starbucks or, places that have, multiple spots all around the country. You would just, pay them extra to make sure that your employees had a place to use the bathroom with no question.
Yeah.
So you just walk in, like whatever the overhead is, it's worth the cost for basic human decency to pay, another corporation a couple of $1,000s, or whatever, how much it would cost. It'd be well worth it to be like, hey, listen, my employees have a need to use the restroom. You have a bunch of, facilities with restrooms all across the country. Let's come to an agreement to where I'm paying you to not question my employees to use your restrooms. How hard is that for human decency?
One thing I kind of want to bring up. So, like, I've been doing contracting work. Not like contracting, like construction contracting, but like, I live here in the Bay Area where like a lot of these tech companies, they hire contractors to do certain roles and this and that. And it kind of fucking sucks because like these big corporations, they have like amazing benefits for their full-time employees, but these contractors, like, we get whatever benefits that the contracting companies that we work for gives us. So like, like for example, like I want to say Netflix, for example, they give their employees like full health benefits, no charge. You get unlimited paid time off, blah, 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 blah. But if you're a contractor, you'd be lucky if you get fucking holiday pay. You'd be lucky if you get fucking sick pay. I think right now in California, like it's required for you to at least have like 3 fucking days sick pay. And that's with the fucking doctor's note. Like, that's some fucking bullshit. Like, I feel like contracting companies should offer the same benefits that the corporation that you're working for offers. I mean, like, it's kind of cool because the company I work for now kind of do that to a degree. But it's like, it's so, I mean, it's basically a loophole for these corporations.
No, I mean, it really is. And to be honest, I mean, you know me, man. I was a contractor for about 10 years.
Yeah.
But for me, it was lucrative, like highly lucrative. But the company I worked for was a really good company. I don't even know if they're even still around anymore, but they were really good at like the way they treated their workers, and even knowing that they profited heavily off of like what I did, they still treated me right. You know,
Yeah.
I had full benefits as a contractor. I had time off. I worked basically when I was not a resident for another, entity. I worked about 2.5 weeks out of the month with full benefits, and it was great. But yeah, I think there are a lot of shady contracting companies out there that are not going to pay their workers, their fair rate, and just kind of fuck them over. And there's nothing in America, like in the laws, that's going to stop that. Like the workers' rights thing. Like when it comes to workers' rights, I think that too many Americans have to fall on to unions, and I think that unions, they're not great either. Like people want to talk about unions like they're some altruistic fucking entity. They're not. If they were, they wouldn't take your fucking money.
That's for real.
You know what I mean? Like I never understood why. Like, oh yeah, I'm a union guy, blah 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 blah. But they're taking your money. That's your work. It's your work that you're doing. They're taking a cut of for them to fight for you for something that you could probably do yourself, but it would take some more time. Like it's just. I used to be in a union when I worked for UPS, and I paid union dues, and I'm just like, what if I don't want to pay union dues? Well, I wouldn't have the job. So it's like, so this is a walled garden. Like you're basically doing the corporate thing while saying that you're against, corporate things and you're all for workers' rights. But if I don't sign up for your program working for this job, I don't have a job and I have to pay you. So it's like, you're basically the same sort of pimp.
Yeah.
So, and I know that people that are listening to this that are in union jobs, you're probably pissed. I don't give a fuck. I don't, what I said is valid. If you have an argument against it, go ahead and say it. But they take your money, to advocate. I understand they're advocating for you, but you can also advocate for yourself. I mean, you can. I understand in certain industries it's harder, but I mean, they're not altruistic. They're taking your money and they're making a profit off of it. They're doing things with your money off of your work, and it's fucked up. And I wish that unions didn't have to exist. I wish that corporations in general would just pay a fair wage. So I gave my spiel against unions, but also I gave my spiel against fucking corporations and wage theft. So don't think of me as like some fucking corporate shill. Like I understand both sides of the argument.
All right. Well, that was B's and BTI spiel on wages and capitalism in
that was our soapbox talk.
soapboxing for the night. All right,
let's wrap it up.
We wrap it on up. Yeah. Blue, what you doing this weekend? What you jerking off to, watching, listening? What you got?
So actually tomorrow and Friday, we're actually getting our windows replaced on our house.
Oh shit! Oh, that's right.
Is there fucking windows, thin ass windows?
Yeah, we got thin ass fucking windows. Like they're aluminum frame. Like let me see if I can put up on the podcast. Like they're aluminum frame windows, and they're only one fucking pane. So like the elements from outside comes in, and having curtains kind of help that dampers it. But yeah, we're upgrading to some dual pane windows. It kind of sucks just because right now we have casement windows, and what casement windows are, they're the ones with the little crank where you can turn it and it opens up the windows. And I love them because there's two of them. There's two of them. Like there's one on one side and one on the other, and you can open them up, whatever. But our house was built in 1947, I think.
No shit.
Maybe 1949. 1949. And back then, what's it called? The construction laws, whatever, was different. So now these windows are too small. So if there was a fire, you couldn't escape through it. A full-size adult couldn't escape through the windows, so they had to be bigger.
That's when you throw a full-size adult through it first.
Exactly right. I want to quote Mitch Hedberg. If there's a fire, if there's a fire, I'm never standing in front of an emergency. I'm never blocking an emergency exit. Basically, if there's a well, there's a way. But it's cold. It's building code. That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. But so yeah, we're changing our windows to sliding windows. But yeah, so that's happening tomorrow and maybe Friday. Um, I did a quick little 1 month or 2 month photo shoot with my kids, so I have to edit those photos. So I'm working on that as well. What else is going on this weekend? That's pretty much it. Just fucking chilling. I was gonna pick up Eternals, but after what Carlos has talked about, I'm like, I don't want to follow play a game that doesn't fucking save. But then again,
They
I got
might
to play
patch
Resident
it.
Evil.
They might patch it, but I was just checking the windows in the Infinity base, and yeah, they are double pane, and they're fucking shed windows.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, this house was built in 1949, so they have the original fucking windows. So eventually we're upgrading our shit. So
Probably
hopefully,
full of lead.
I hope they're not. I did a quick lead test on the fucking paint of our house, and it didn't show any lead. So hopefully that's the case. So our next step for our house is either redo our roof, or repaint it. But yeah, what else? I think there's something else I'm supposed to do this weekend, but I just can't fucking remember. It'll come. I gotta work on. I think so. Like I started my own photography business, and I've been kind of slacking on getting that done. But like my Google usually gives me a monthly algorithm of how many people go to my site, and like about 200 people a month go to my website regarding pictures. If I can get like a quarter of those people and charge them like I don't know maybe $1,000, man, that's a lot of fucking, that's a lot of money, but that's money I could be fucking making. But I really need to get on my photography game. It's been really hard for the whole pandemic and everything, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Which got cracking going into it?
For me, I'm just gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be prepping for my second COVID shot. So I got me my Pedialyte ready. I'm gonna probably get me some soup because I
Wait,
expect to be.
which vaccine what vaccine was your first one?
Oh, I got Pfizer.
Okay,
I got the
yeah.
Pfizer, so it's continuing with it. Going back to the same facility. I'm going on Monday, so I'm stocking up on like lots of liquid. I got water ready. I got maybe a little bit of some hot apple cider, some Pedialyte. So I'm probably gonna get me some soup. So I'll be ready. I'm planning on being out of commission for maybe 2 days at most. Maybe probably just one, some little side effects, and then back to it. For the next couple days, we didn't talk about it, but Army of the Dead is
Mm,
out on Friday. I'm watching
yes.
that probably tomorrow night at 12:01 when I get home from work or whatnot. I'm probably going to check out the MODOK like we talked about, so we can hopefully talk about it next week a little bit. I'm pretty sure they're only half an hour episodes. I didn't double check. I'm playing Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. I didn't talk about it tonight. I'm still on the first game because it's all three, and they're pretty fucking long games, which I forgot about, especially if you're doing everything.
What
And I'm
console you
doing.
what
What's
console you
up?
playing at? What console you playing
I'm
that
playing
on?
on the Xbox or
Okay.
Xbox One because I don't think there's a PS5 or Series X version of the game, even though the Series X plays Xbox One. There's also a copy. There's also a version on the PC. The PC version actually has slightly different mechanics to it, which I'll probably talk about next week.
What are you talking about?
Um, Mass Effect: The Legendary
Oh,
Edition.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I was playing that before the podcast actually, but I'm probably going to be playing more. I've been playing Destiny 2. Their new season just started. It's $10 per season. I'm debating about doing it because we have a lot of people. The very popular Vault of Glass will be dropping on Saturday, so I know a lot of people are excited. I know a lot of people that do not have the pass because the vault will be open for any Destiny player. So I know a lot of people are probably going to be coming back just to play it. So it's probably going to be interesting to see who comes back, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of changes they made for Destiny 2 because there's going to be a lot of popular weapons coming out of that raid. So I'm going to try to maybe at least once try to attempt the raid, um, probably sometime this weekend. And that's kind of about it.
I think if I have Destiny 2, because I remember playing one for sure. But
It's free. It's free to play, and if you have it on the Xbox, all the DLC is on Game Pass, so you can literally play the entire game for like $1.
Oh, one
So
thing I'm doing this weekend is I gotta clean out my fucking garage because I need to make some fucking room for stuff.
there you go.
Yeah.
Cronus, what you got?
Not much. What am I doing this weekend? I think Kimek's getting her haircut this weekend, which is gonna be great. She hasn't had her hair.
Wait. Oh,
Is she
you know what? I haven't really seen K-Max, so did she grow her hair,
Her
hair
hair-
out? 'Cause-
Her hair is long. Yeah, I mean, it's not as long as like when we first met, but it's long. It's the longest it's ever been in the past, like probably 5, maybe 6 years, maybe more than that. So
okay.
it's crazy
Yeah,
long.
so that means it's long.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she hasn't been
okay.
able to dye it and stuff like that. So yeah. She's gonna get it, I think, cut this weekend. I'm gonna go out to her. I don't want to say. Well, she's her friend, but she's also like a hairstylist. But she has like a fucking farm.
Oh, okay.
So I've always wanted to go out there, so I guess we're gonna go out finally. I'm gonna go out this weekend and hang out with their family. We also invited her hairstylist, even though I don't want to call her a hairstylist. 'Cause we're friends. Like we know each other since
Yeah.
high school. Actually, Blue knows her too. We went to one of the proms in high school with her. But she's married now, has kids, and her husband came out to K-Mac's super late birthday party. We ran it out of theater. I think it was last weekend or the weekend before that. Had a lot of fun. We'll do it again.
That's cool.
But yeah,
sounds-
you know what I'm
that
talking
sounds
about, right?
that sounds hella fun. You gonna ride a horse?
I don't know. She got goats and shit, so maybe I'll pet a goat. don't know.
Yeah, goats are kind of assholes though. They will try to like ram you for no reason.
I'll ride on back. I don't give a fuck.
You're talking about Nicole, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Got it.
K-Mac's gonna get her haircut. I'm pretty sure this weekend. So I'm gonna go out to her, Nicole's ranch, and hang out.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I like to go to a ranch. So it's funny during the pandemic. I cut the sweetest hair. I mentioned it on the podcast before, and I did a pretty good job. She went to a hairstylist, and he didn't say anything bad about a haircut. So even if he
There you
didn't fucking
go.
care, because he had fucking a customer.
Yeah.
But
Probably
cutting hair.
charge her extra.
It's a skill set. It's not an easy thing. Ask our friend Lola.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, we fucked her hair up, but it's all good.
Oh my god! I just blew out my my Black and Black Times Infinity candle, and it just the smell of it just takes me back to being a kid again. Just going to my auntie's house and just the smell of her goddamn house is just ridiculous.
Oh, it's so funny. So this is something I actually told K-Mac, but she doesn't do it. So when you get Ibeji candles, I don't know if they probably realize this because they make the fucking candles, but when you get their candles, if it's lit like it's lit right now, you don't have to just blow it out. So the easiest thing to do is just take the fucking top,
Oh, cover it. Yeah,
just put it
kills
on,
that.
and just watch as it goes out, and you're good to go.
Okay.
Like if you don't want to blow it out and smell the smoke, you just fucking put the top on.
No, okay.
But no. I'm
you
not judging Blue because some people like the
No.
smell of the candle going out. But if you don't like the smell of the
yeah.
candle going out, put the top back on.
I get it. Yeah, I think I'm almost out of my first candle, but yeah, there we go.
Are you working tomorrow, Old Ninja?
I am,
What's
but I will do what we discussed probably this weekend because last weekend was my birthday weekend and a lot of things got all kind of out of whack.
Okay.
Wait, how was your birthday?
My birthday was fun. I got a lot more gifts that I thought I was going to get, and I got a new gaming chair, so I got to put it together tomorrow.
I was gonna ask you if it's that white one you're on, but I think it was something else I was watching that somebody had a white chair.
No, it's a black and blue chair. It's actually pretty awesome. So I got to put it together tomorrow, and then but yeah, and I got a bunch of other stuff. Actually I got to show this because this is actually pretty tough. So I got because I've been drinking kind of a lot of whiskeys through the past year and a half, and I got this for my birthday. If you can see, this is a
Nice.
a Stormtrooper whiskey set.
Nice.
So it comes, it's a decanter. Sorry, whiskey decanter. So it comes with 2 glasses and the Stormtrooper whiskey holder. You just pour the whiskey in it. But this is actually pretty awesome. It's a little heavier than I anticipated, but I'm looking for a place to store this in the house. But I'm very very excited about this. This is an awesome gift.
That's pretty dope. It's funny when Liz and I went to Hawaii. She got me this. We went to this rum spot called I want to say it's not called Kaloa, that's a different thing. But anyway, there's this rum place, and she got me this cool like rum glass set, and it comes with these little ice spheres that you can fill with water and just make the spheres. And like,
shit.
I put the ice sphere, like the sphere made an ice cube, and I put it in the glass, and it has like a little divot in the middle so you can roll the drink around. And I fucking had the drink in there. I rolled it around, and the ice cracked the glass.
Oh,
shit.
Jesus.
I rolled it either I rolled it around too hard, or this was the cheapest fucking glass. The glass was pretty fucking thin, so I should have known this was gonna happen. But I literally rolled it around and it cracked the glass. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what cheap shit is this? But yeah, I just had to throw it out there. Yeah, let's wrap this shit up because it's late.
All right. You just experienced Black and Black times Infinity. The dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with B then BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere and everywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out our official website, binheadproductions.com /BThenBTI. You can email us at bthenbti@gmail.com. And you can join our Discord. You can email us, ask if you can get into the Discord. If you're cool, we know you, or you've been very interactive with us. I'm pretty sure most of the people that are pretty interactive with us are already on the Discord. If you've been listening for a while, if you're new, hit us up. If you want to join the Discord, let us know. Email us, ask us to get in. We'll see what's up. We're also on Twitch. There's actually, I think, one episode of our podcast on Twitch if you can find it. Pretty sure. But yeah, there you go.
No, I should try Twitching our podcast since I'm working from home. I can just share my screen on Twitch.
I think we can. All right. We good?
Yeah.
With that, we're out this.
Stay vaccinated, folks.
Or get vaccinated. You know.
I'll get vaccinated.
All right, y'all later.
Peace.